Is that a D4 on your head?
That is a D4 on my head.
Okay.
Unicorn. That's the least shocking thing.
Yeah.
Chonkapillar!
Oh my god! Whoa, look at the surprise. Where did you get that?
I had it commissioned.
No
my
way.
Chonkapillar!
You shocked the crap out of us. We've been talking since 4 o'clock and you guys didn't, oh, you're so mean. I love it.
Yeah.
Look at him. He's so adorable. Wait.
So cute.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah. Wait. It just like look at how like thick.
He's a thick boy.
He's a thick boy.
He's perfect.
Yeah.
That's
And
incredible.
it's like the perfect size too.
Oh my goodness.
It's just on my head.
Okay,
Wow.
who made that?
Yeah.
Who did you commission to make that?
My coworker.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm impressed.
Yeah. I was like, out of curiosity, because she crochets and she makes a bunch of like these cute little things, and I was like, could you do a caterpillar by chance? She's like, let me see if I can find a pattern, and she found one, and I was like, just think of like Caterpie, but like not. And she goes, okay, and she goes, here you go. And then I've been watching her make it for like the past like 3.5, 4 weeks.
Wow. So come on, you gotta tell us how you reacted.
Yes. How did Druid react when you brought it home?
It came home yesterday, so it's not like this wasn't hidden from anybody like in the house when you guys are doing bandwidth and banter. That was still at work. That came home last night.
You should have held out a little longer and surprised her on stream.
I know.
Can you
that was
imagine
the
if
original
we-
plan, but she just couldn't.
I couldn't resist.
Yeah.
Well, but if you didn't know, if he had just like, I don't know.
I couldn't. I'd asked her about Chonkapillar, and she's like, "So why'd you ask?" And I was like, "Well, this is why."
So incomprehensible screeching. Got it. Yeah, basically.
Yes. Yes. So.
Wow.
Hey, AFBB.
Hey, FDB, what's up? We got
Hey, Dagos.
Squid explained to me what D&D is, and I want to play with him now.
Yes,
on.
AFBB, you should play D&D. It's
Yes.
so much fun.
You'll have a blast. It's so
That's
much
how
fun.
Stormy
great.
and I met.
That's right. So
sorry, it's too distracting.
it's wonderful. It's perfect. It
I
sits
will
on your
say
head nicely.
one last thing, a couple little things. One, little feetsies.
Yeah,
are like
I saw that.
Eldritch horror eyes, though. Like this is
They do
terrifying.
like Eldritch Horror eyes. Yeah, they do.
Yeah. And then the cool thing is all the white is actually color shifting, so it technically will turn pink in the sunlight.
No way.
Also,
Oh yeah. And
he
you
can
can
put a knife in his mouth.
To answer your question, Kill, I don't know if it's necessarily a question, but yes, longest campaign ever.
What was?
Playing D&D with Stormy.
Oh.
17 years.
Kill.
I mean,
that's a very
that
romantic,
campaign is
cool thing
going
to say.
strong
Yes.
right now.
Right on. 17 years.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow, look at
That's awesome.
Chonkapillar. He's so adorable.
Yeah.
Hey, will he sit on your shoulder?
The shoulder is like
A little harder for her?
yes, but any amount of jostling, it'll roll off.
We need to get like a small little thin strap or string or rope or something like.
Yeah, I was saying about taking a rather large hair tie and just incorporating that in, so that way like you can move and it won't fall and flop off. But
That's definitely an idea for when she cosplays Fern in the future.
Absolutely.
And then have everybody
my
ask you,
coworker
what's the
also was like-
caterpillar?
and also thought about doing the whole cocoon chrysalis and then having a big old moth that comes out, or a butterfly would be great, but we have to get to that point first. So until that happens, I might have another commission. But
if it ever
phenomenal
happens,
work.
and if it turns out to be a moth or a butterfly.
Yeah, or whatever it turns out.
Either
But, like,
one.
I joked about like having one that turns inside out and just to show the like emerging from the thing.
Yeah, or she could be one of those Pokemon trainers that's like, no, I don't want you to evolve. Stop evolving right now.
Right?
Yes.
Let's look at
The eyes just look so dumb.
They're so amazing. They're so adorable. Wow. Those eyes are perfect. I love it.
I can't.
Like, I can
Okay.
crochet, but I'm not that skilled at crocheting.
That's impressive. Holy crap.
No.
I know you're talented enough that if you, with enough time
you
and
could do
practice, you could.
Yeah. Let alone like taking the time to stuff it.
Wow.
Oh yeah, she's like she kept like doing the what is it like when you like
The stitching?
tuft it or whatever?
Oh.
Like because she was packing it with like the needle and like making it dense. She's like, I'll make them thick. Yeah.
Wow.
That was the point.
That's
For
phenomenal.
Chonkapillar.
Is this the same coworker that you share D&D with every week? Like what happened on this
No,
episode?
different one.
Oh.
Different one. Mhm.
Different one. Different one. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that's really fortunate. That's super lucky. You found a coworker who could actually create Chonkapillar. That is, I don't even know what to say. That was a great surprise. Thank you for sharing that, guys. Wow. With that said, hello everybody. We're back again for the 21st session of Isles in the Mist, Dungeons and Dragons. And
Oh, so before we go forward, sorry to everybody that was in Stormy Stream last night. We did have internet issues that finally got resolved after 9 o'clock Central Time.
yeah, I was like by like 9:21 Central Time by the time it was. And I was like, okay, this makes no sense to jump online for 9 minutes or even 39 minutes. So, oh well, appreciate you guys' patience. So far, so good. It looks like whatever they did is better. Like the connection is honestly more stable than it was before they had this problem. Because for weeks I had slowly had this thing on you can tell on Streamlabs it has this thing where it tells you your kilobit per second, right? And before, for several weeks, it was like jumping. It was kind of jumping around between like 5 and 7, and I would get dropped frames. It wasn't big. It was like 0.2%, 0.5%, something like that, right? And then sometimes we had those issues where it was a lot, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, after they reset it, whatever, yesterday, now I'm just a solid 6 kilobits per second. You know, it is a slight range between like 6100 and 6300, but it's only that, you know, it's a solid 6 kilobit per second and not a single drop frame. So there you go. That's amazing.
It's awesome.
Told you because you had everyone on to watch you. Internet was having. Yeah, it's true. Internet was having performance anxiety.
Yeah, well, our internet service provider recently changed names, so I'm wondering if they got bought out.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
And that may have been
part of the thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
Who knows? But yeah, they've usually been super solid and reliable. In fact, the most solid, reliable internet I've ever had. Oh, you know, in the places that I've lived. So, and very fast too. You know, but. Here we go. We're ready tonight. So, session 21, Isles in the Mist. Quick introductions. Well, not quick, but we'll do the introductions again. I'm StormyD. You all know me. And playing Rylar the Suffrigant and all the other NPCs and monsters and everything in the game. And we're going to do things a little different. Jumping straight over to Druid IRL, who is playing...
I'm playing Fern. She is a Circle of Spores Druid, and this is Chonkapillar.
He's so freaking adorable. He looks so good on screen, you have no idea. And then, you know what, actually, he looks so good that we're gonna switch to this one. This one. So that you guys can see it. Wait, that's not the right one either. This one, there we go. You can see him better. Look at him. All right, and then right next to him is the ineffable extirpatefate, who is playing.
What's up, everybody? I'm Fate, and I am playing Lorkris, the Paladin, Path of the Grave Cleric.
Yeah. And then right over here next to me is...
Hi, I'm Philip, and this is Emillynn.
No.
I'm Emillynn, and this is Philip.
Fuck, Philip's real.
Oops.
I knew it! Oh, that was good.
I'm itsStarkitty, and I play Emillynn Ray, the bard of the party. She is a bard of the College of the Battle Singer. And up here, that you can't see, is Philip.
I love it. That's great.
Philip is my best friend.
More bard.
Right on. All right, so I'm gonna do a recap for you folks. Just a brief recap of what happened last week for anybody who missed it, and/or so we can get back into the thick of it. Last week, the team made it back to base. They made it back to home base with the strange bipedal frog beast that they had annihilated. You know, strapped their horse, and they were able to turn that into the MGA indirectly, and had an immediate meeting with their sponsor and close friend, Mr. Jocko, sponsor and I guess, you know, guildmaster, all that stuff.
Mentor. Sponsor,
yeah.
sensei.
And excuse me. Oh, did we forget to intro? I guess we did. No, I introduced
You said
myself.
I'll play Rylar and the
Yeah.
and all the various other NPCs. It was quick. It was quick.
It was quick. It was quick. Yeah. So yeah, Rylar is the warlock of the party. Smell burnt toast by chance? No, I don't. You guys stop that.
No. He's asking D Gamer.
I know.
Like, D Gamer, do you need to do the stroke test?
So the recap. Yeah, they made it back. They had a nice long meeting with Mr. Jocko. And the cool thing is they were nervous about sharing the scary stuff that they had found previously, where they realized they were being targeted for extermination directly by bounty hunters hired by this cult of the Bloody Eye. And except for, it was even scarier because Fern was being targeted directly to be kidnapped, to be taken from them, or to them. And so the party members had a lot to chew on, and they were concerned about, rightfully so, you know, about what would happen if the Merchant Guild Association found that information out. They were, you know, but they really have an affection for Mr. Jocko, and so they took the risk of sharing this important detail with him. And it turns out that he was completely on the same page as they were. He felt that this was something that was a bit too scary for the MGA to know. You know, his concern immediately that he thought of was that if they told the MGA would want to basically, you know, sequester them and quarantine them in the research zone. And so that would be it for the guild. It would be it for them. And like, you know, he has affection for them too. So it was not going to be what was good for them anyway. So, but that it wasn't all bad news. It was good news too, in that yes, he was on their side, and so they're going to keep that a secret for now while they investigate further why they're being targeted. Of course, they also shared the crazy details of all their missions and how they are a little closer to figuring out the mysterious blue lights, that they're related to something called hang on a second. Related to what did I call them? Root clusters is what the Vine called the strange things underneath the ground that seem to, you know, somehow be related to the blue lights and the disappearance of dead monsters. And so they shared that detail, and of course that stuff did go into the report. And They shared their incredible success destroying the army of ogres and driving off an Oni, an ogre mage. And then, of course, at that point, Mr. Jocko explained that things had happened while they were gone as well. And they were personally requested by a VIP who is now on the island. Apparently, one of their previous missions, the one where they saved a certain elven adventurer from her imprisonment by the bog witches. Her father was a very important, basically one of the highest ranking people of an elven nation back on the mainland. And he was so grateful to this group, to this team, that he wanted to come to the island personally. It also, by chance, turned out that his nation was the sponsor for the new enchanter that's coming to the island. And so, because of that, he decided to come along with the enchanter to help make sure that, supervise that getting in place. And also, he wanted to personally meet the adventurers that saved his daughter's life so that he could thank them and reward them. And so they were getting ready to go to that meeting this afternoon. And that was where we had left off. Please let me know if I missed anything, any detail that's worth sharing.
Nope. We were all just waving to Squid.
Yes. Hi, Squid. What's up? So now I'm going to do randomly. What?
But Dagoth, you have a point. They must want Chonkapillar, not us.
Good to have Chonkapillar. It would be so sad.
Because he's just so chonky and so cute.
Especially with those eyes. All right. So
look at him.
All right. So we're going to roll it and see who gets to go first. Fern.
Fern is speechless.
Yeah.
We get to go and say hi to our friend's dad. We get to meet him, and that's really, really exciting. Mm-hmm. And there's a whole bunch of adventurers in town right now because they are taking vacations because they are lazy. When we have friends that are over there at the Goldathian mines trying to fight to save us all, I don't know, I'm just making stuff up.
That's right.
I don't know.
It was a lot.
There's a lot of really cool stuff that happened.
Mm. And so there's no one specific thing that really stood out the most to your character?
We brought home a really crazy looking frog creature.
Mm. Okay. Anything else? No?
Not really.
Alrighty. Miss Ray.
All right. Well, yes, Philip, I know we did have a lot of conversations last week. Very serious, I know.
Last week.
Well, when we talked to... What stood out to me last week as a player.
Now, this is about your character. What stood out to you? Character.
So...
Philip is tangible and intangible.
Yeah.
He's in the present and in the game.
Yeah, that death salad coming out of the woods, was not expecting that at all. Like, man, thought we were gonna have like a nice easy ride home. Nope. Death salad shows up, puts a little damper on our situation, especially at the end when he's like, "No, spare my life," and who finished him off? It was just like, nope, we're not sparing your life.
I think Fern and Rylar, like Fern was like, I'm not going to give him mercy. I'm going to whack him again.
Yeah, Fern's like, no mercy.
and
I already tried to give you mercy before.
Right, and then Rylar's ready action went off because of that. Right?
I don't know. It was one of you. It was either Fern or Rylar that killed him.
What do you remember, Fate?
I mean, I remember. I think it was Rylar that was holding his action.
Yeah.
Rylar got the kill.
And blew up its eye.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, because I was trying to. I was trying to instigate it, and I was waiting for a moment to just be like, strike it down, or kill it. And I didn't feel like I had the appropriate timing to create the statement that would have justified that in terms of in-game. However, yeah, it was kind of like, I'm gonna get in your face, and we're gonna be like, yeah, right, get out of here.
Yeah.
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 Like, oh yeah.
I mean, I thought
Fireball.
after the experience at the tower, we'd have a nice, easy trip home. No.
Of course not.
Yeah. Because, his pleas were very appealing to my character, and I was just like, maybe we should spare his life. And then Fern's like, no! We're going to kill him!
I already tried!
Yeah, you gave him a chance.
He had this one chance!
Anything else?
That's it.
All right, Fate.
I think at this point, Lorkris is kind of like just expects things when we travel. He's just like, we're something's coming for us. So that doesn't shock him. Mm-hmm. However, I think what for Lorkris, the thing that stood out to him the most is more so the fact that Jocko was very much on our side. As much as a group we agreed to tell Jocko as long as he keeps it secret, the fact that Jocko recognizes, understands, and trusts our judgment speaks more to his character than Lorkris realized. In the relationship that we've built, like, of course there's so far nothing but camaraderie and understanding that we've had, but like this is not just some I trust you guys to do the right thing. No, this is like, this could potentially be very dangerous, and Jocko agrees with our decision making, and I think that speaks volumes to his character. And I think Lorkris has more respect, and he's like, how can I have more respect for Jocko? I do, yeah, absolutely.
Right on.
And that kind of caught him off guard.
Right on.
In a good way.
To add to Dagoth, Fern wakes up every morning and chooses violence. And then Druid responded, like, no, friendship first, then violence when they say no thank you. We had a conversation before jumping on stream, because Fern now has access to the spell Geas. And yeah, can you imagine Fern with Geas?
Yeah, that's broken.
You're my friend now.
We are going to be best of friends for a very long time.
That's hilarious.
Yes, that would be so hilarious to see her use Geas on the big bad guy, and she's like, you are my friend from now. And he fails his will save.
We're gonna be best friends forever.
Oh no. And Ares 100%. You can easily see that he's, as an employer, he looks out for the guild first and the player second. I think that kind of definitely speaks to the essence of that point. Like, Jocko is not just a businessman. He is a considerate individual, and it humanizes him, and especially in the story element. That's a very humanizing thing to be able to relate to.
He's been taking leadership classes.
Well, part of it too is he's a retired adventurer, so. But you're right. I appreciate that you as a player and as a consumer of interesting fantasy narratives recognize that I purposely built him that way, and that's coming out. That's the amazing thing about Dungeons and Dragons and any other good tabletop role-playing game is you can see that kind of growth, evolution, and development of not only the player characters, but the NPCs too.
Absolutely.
Speaking of NPCs, for Rylar, a couple of things stood out to him. He that was really gross and nasty. The way the frog creature's eyeball popped when he hit him with that final purple beamer, and he doesn't understand all this stuff about having to be careful about who they tell. Like he's really wise. So he's not smart, but he's wise. I guess I'll reiterate. I'll back it up a second. He really understands. I guess he understands that that's just the nature of things. That sometimes people will do irrational things when they think it's for the best. Sometimes, and that, but right now, all he's concerned with is this family, and he's super impressed with Mr. Jocko too. That he sees him more as family now than he even did before. So with that, that's where we left off at, and I think that's it. Does anybody have anything else to add?
If I remember correctly, in terms of setting the scene, we had just finished talking with Jocko, and we were literally walking out the door to go to the meeting.
Yes.
Is that correct?
That is correct.
Just want to make sure I remember where we are physically.
Just a quick. Where did we land on telling Jocko about your mentor?
We decided to keep it quiet for the moment.
Okay.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I think we were kind of testing the waters to see how Jocko handles this information first, because the idea of the mentor, even though in the context that we understand it, as Emillynn, Fern, and Rylar and Lorkris, like it's not nearly as damning as verbalizing out loud to an outsider.
Yeah. Well, and I think also you guys kind of came to the conclusion too that it's not that you're being, deceptive with him in this regard. It's that it is kind of personal. Yes, it does seem to have some sort of connection to the island, but it's still kind of personal. And I think you had a pseudo conversation with him, and he made it clear that to you all that if something is personal and you need that kind of privacy, then he'll respect that, and you can come to him when you're ready. So.
Yeah. So all right. Hold tight for now.
Yeah. All right. Well, having said all that, thank you guys. We're gonna jump into the RP, to the action. Appreciate you all for coming tonight. Enjoy the show. We'll see you at the intermission, where we'll bring up chat again. We're gonna go chat dark right now. All right. I
looked up right as he did it. Subtitle. Sorry, I was not expecting the Chonkapillar in the heart, and that just broke me for a second.
What was that? Chonkapillar's what?
The Chonkapillar in the heart. When we were like, oh my,
that's pretty cute. All right. So the 8 of you, the four players, Jocko, the halfling assistant, Silvus, and Chonkapillar are going to head to this meeting together. And basically, he had arranged it such that because Silvus was you guys' training mentor and it still is, and of course, just for the sake of having her there to Mr. Jocko's going to have her come along too.
She's the admin, just in case she needs to take notes.
Right. But he did make it clear that it was arranged for the afternoon. So he basically set it up such that you guys needed to go get cleaned up, which is actually a pretty quick thing for you all. He's like he gave you more time than you needed. because of Rylar being able to do prestidigitation on everybody. But you know, in Rylar's like, but you know, later on, after all this is done, we should definitely go avail ourselves of the bathhouse. We haven't really used that facility. It's over by the hostel, and it's fun and enjoyable to relax. They got hot springs there and stuff. So, anyway.
Can Chonkapillar swim?
We'll find out.
Just little stubby legs. It's just rolling in the water, not being able to do anything.
Just floating.
Just floating on the surface. I'm thinking of that scene from Caddyshack where the candy bar is just rippling and floating on the surface.
And it's just doing this.
Yep.
It's just floating.
I know. I see him like somehow or another he's able to move his little legs just enough that he just kind of stays like this. Yep. All right. So.
This thing is going to be so distracting today.
But basically, everybody's kind of, you know, you're dressed in your finest clothes as possible, which I guess really Fern and Lorkris, they just have their regular adventuring gear. And, you know, I mean, you can...
Fern?
What?
Yeah, Fern, just like, this is nice enough. It's fine.
So you make your way across town, and you're taken deep into the MGA building. You pass through some, there's definitely a heavier guard content within the MGA facility than usual, which makes sense because there's a visiting VIP, right? It's, you know, and then, of course, what's interesting about this for you guys too is you're not going in the regular main entrance to the MGA. You're taken around to a special back entrance area that's to a more official kind of what do you call it? Like a ballroom. That's not quite exactly. We're not having a ball here, but
banquet hall.
Yeah, exactly, like a banquet hall. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And there's already people there, guards, and some of the different people from the MGA. You notice some of the people you guys have interacted with. Some of the clerics are there too, and that you've interacted with, and some of the back end people who they've had to hire. You know, they had to hire an additional administrative person to help process your detailed reports. and,
I created a job.
You created a job, yes. And
very good. Very, very good.
That's an achievement for this character.
You guys take note. Oh, speaking of note, please refresh my memory. Someone look at their notes, if you don't mind. I know you're drinking your coffee at the moment, or maybe you can too. Does anyone remember what the name of that MGA administrative leader that you guys met that one time when we had that meeting with Mr. Jocko and him? I wrote it down, but my notes are all over the place, and so they've kind of gotten mixed up. And I apologize. That's a failing as a DM, and I admit that.
I can tell you I did not write it down.
Like, it's not a person you're going to be meeting that often, so that's why I didn't have it memorized, and I. I'm feeling like maybe
It's pretty accurate.
Did you find something yet?
She found her drawing of Chonkapillar, and it's actually quite accurate.
That's funny. So...
Oh, my Will the Whisper on.
I'm feeling like it was Lord... Well, I can't read this handwriting. I found... Is it H-E-N something E-R-E? What, this is terrible. And there's General Galonus, and then Lord something or other. Does that ring a bell there, Druid?
So we have a vehicle outside that's making a bunch of noise.
Oh, wow. We can't hear it. So your muting is not even necessary, but...
Oh, it got a lot louder. Okay, we're good. None of that rings a bell.
No, I have like Regent Storm written down.
That's actually, I think that's it.
Somebody else. Is it? Jolly Good General Store, Regent Storm.
Jolly Good General Store?
No, yeah. I think that's one of the...
So this is...
Maybe that wasn't
Nope, this isn't Prenix. Nope, we're good. This is not it. Hold on.
Okay, right. That was it, yeah. Was it Lord Henron or... I don't know. I'm just going to say... We're going to say that's what it was. It was Lord Henron, Island MGA Master Liaison.
What is it?
He's the
Lord.
It's Lord Henron.
Okay. And they're the MGA. What?
Yeah. So he's already there with some of the other people you guys have met. So it's not like there's a bunch of people you don't know, but there's actually literally a banquet set up, and once you guys are there, you're brought in kind of officially in through these beautiful glass doors and announced officially, and with that, you actually get some applause from the people there, which is kind of like nerve-wracking, except for her. It's nerve-wracking for everybody. Put you all on the spot.
Fern grabs Lorkris's cloak and kind of hides behind it.
Yeah. And you're introduced as a group and then individually, including Mr. Jocko. And with that, a few words are said, and Lord Henron says, and the people of the hour are here. It's a rare occurrence when somebody of such noble birthright deign to come to the island on behalf of adventurers, but it's always a wonderful thing to see, and not surprising that they've come so far, but we obviously are going to expect more things from them now. They've done very well. Mr. Jocko's Relic Hunters has availed himself of a fine team of adventurers who make the MGA and their profession. They do the MGA and their profession proud. And with that said, let us begin the banquet. And oh, I totally wrote it down somewhere. Yes. We'll get the banquet started, and then well, no, he says, with that, let's get the event started, and we will call for the High Prelate Achman Farsinger to come forward as he is requested. He should be here momentarily, and afterwards we will all enjoy this fine food. So you guys basically are surrounded by all these kind of important people, different staff members of the MGA and different people that you've met. Luckily, you don't feel too out of it because you have, Mr. Jocko and the halfling lady. Did I forget her name? And
Guys, starts with the G.
It's Granada.
Granada.
I wrote her down.
Thank you. I mean, I wrote it down too, but it's farther back in my notes. There are a couple of people here that you have not seen before that look pretty kind of impressive in their military regalia.
Is our friend is our lieutenant friend here?
No, Lieutenant Dan Bruno is not here.
Oh darn!
Do any of them look like druids?
No.
Are any of them holding staffs?
No.
Or anything?
No, none of these. None of these look like adventurers. But yeah. Basically, now that you all are here, Lord Henron sends for High Prelate Akmar Farsinger come forward to come, and so at this point,
Lots of small talk.
Yeah, at the back end of the room, they have basically kind of an area set up that's like a platform. There's no thrones or anything up there, but there's just kind of a platform where they're at. And then they come in, and everyone's quiet. You guys are situated at the center of the room, and you're asked to come forward right to the edge of the platform. And with that, you guys see High Prelate Akmar come in the room with his. He looks like he's got some guards with him. Also. The other person with him you notice right off the bat is his daughter, the woman that you all saved, Leanna Farsinger, the female elven sorceress. And I'm gonna show you the main people. I'm not gonna have one. Also, with him is the turtle that you guys heard about, Archibald Glowmaker, the turtle artificer. And so we're just gonna switch to this one. Yeah, that'll do it. Or I'll quickly go to the combat mat scene so people can see it close up. So here is the artificer.
Oh yeah.
He is definitely turtly enough.
Mm-hmm. And then this guy, wearing very regal red, gold, and silver and white, with this huge, pompous-looking pauldron on his shoulder, this dark, shiny black hair, and you can't see his ears on the figurine, but he's got, of course, the telltale signature elven, pointy ears. Is this guy? He's got this staff that also looks like a thin greatsword. It's kind of interesting.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So he's a Lannister. Got
it. Kind of, sorta, yeah. I guess so.
Just kidding. That's super cool looking.
Yeah. Look at this pauldron.
Mm-hmm.
So.
How do you swing your sword with such a big thing on your shoulder?
I'm sure she said that out loud as he was walking in the room, so he probably didn't hear her.
Yeah. And so everyone, well, since no one else is talking, He did, but he cocks his head to the side and comes up to the edge of the platform, and his daughter's next to him, and she's got this beaming smile on her face, and of course his guards are behind him, and he says, he gets all official, and he stands up proud and says, "Greetings, I am High Prelate Oxmar Farsinger. I am so grateful to you all for making sure my lovely daughter remained safe. Liana did not perish in the marshes and the swamps because of you. You have no idea what this means to me. And obviously, you have been paid a great bonus, but to me that was the professional side of things. But I wanted to be clear in person that you have done a great service to me and my nation. It was a difficult decision to allow my daughter the freedom to choose the path that she wishes, but that is the nature of my people and my family. And so, despite it being difficult, I had to give her the freedom to make choices that I knew could potentially be lethal. And as it turns out, it almost was. Despite that, I do not think that the choices that she have made were a mistake. Just the nature of living in this world, that sometimes risks happen, but we must understand these things and work together to make sure that those risks are minimal, and that the enemies of civilization are driven back into the darkness, into the muck, into the mire, and that we here together do our best to create a civilization that is bright and full of light, like my young daughter. And with that said, I understand, each of you were a group of adventurers who went on the quest that was a much higher challenge than you were used to. What?
Do you want to go to RP scene?
Oh, thank you.
RP or RP dual cam?
Yeah, no, we're going to RP tool to dual cam. You are. We need to come up with like a signal that you could give me. The number. You and I can help memorize the numbers. RP dual scene is number 5. It's the middle. It's the middle on the keyboard. Keypad 5. and then right below it is number 2, which is the other RP scene. So 2 and 5. There we go. All right.
Signals, which one do you guys want?
Okay. So back to it. He says, so having said all that, your group has proved positive of these ideals that I'm speaking of, because you chose to take on a challenge that was potentially far above your capabilities, but you rose to the challenge. You rose and rose to take on the risk in order to help people that you didn't even know. And my daughter was among them, and others were among them. And saving lives is important, especially in this wild lands of the Frontier Isle. So, that is why I'm here, to personally thank your group, Mr. Jocko's Relic Hunters, and personally thank each of you. Mr. Jocko, could you please arrange them so that I can give them their gifts? And Mr. Jocko, he says he kind of motions for you guys to kind of rearrange so that Lorkris, Rylar, Emillynn, Ray, and Fern all in a row. And
Still holding onto Lorkris's cape.
right. And
It's Lorkris, Rylar, me, and then Fern.
Yep.
Is your cape that long?
No.
No. I thought there was only one. Never mind, she'll let go.
Or is she holding on to Ray? Miss Ray.
Now she's like gripped onto Miss Ray.
And so he first comes over to Lorkris and he says, I understand you are Lorkris. It is quite obvious you are the gargantuan. Why do I always forget the race?
Goliath.
You're
Goliath.
the gargantuan Goliath man of this party, and from my understand, some type of holy warrior for Melora. Yes. Well,
That's about accurate.
he says, for braving this adventure and saving my daughter and doing valiant deeds in the face of ever-present danger. I have commissioned with the first. Your group will be bequeathed the first 2 items created by Archibald Glowmaker. I've already commissioned him to make them on the way here, and he finished them here with the new smithy that we had set up for him. He was quite thrilled to work with this smithy here. And the item that he has presented to you is the following. Here, bring it forward. And so someone comes in from one of the side doors, and they're basically they come out with like pillows with the gifts on them. This one's obviously a bigger, long pillow because what he brings out is this gorgeous, all metal, engraved and rune-carved glaive. And he presents it to you and he says, this is a special glaive that was crafted based upon some of our finest halberdiers of our elite corps armed forces. And I believe this glaive is called the Glaive of the Pole Master. Use it wisely. It is a very rare and expensive gift, but I'm not saying that so that you will feel some sort of satisfaction or gratitude. I'm saying this so that you understand that this is the very least that I could do for you, for the great deed that you have done for me and my family. And so he hands you this, like I said, this gorgeous glaive, and I'm sure you will find it quite useful when you attune to it. And then he steps forward to the left, to his left, to Rylar, right? And on a little bitty pillow. I understand, Rylar, you are a special kind of cleric, as it were, not really traditional.
He is a cleric.
And he kind of glances at you. I will be to you soon, Lady Fern, please. He says, and Rylar the Suffrigant. I'm not sure what your title means, young man, but regardless, you have earned high praise and you have earned a title with my people, and for that I give you today a ring from my personal collection, from my days gone by that I no longer use. And but I'm quite confident that you will find it useful. And this is this beautiful it's this kind of platinum ring with an amethyst in it, and it's got this beautiful runes carved into it. And Rylar was like, he's like kind of speechless. And he takes it. He's kind of shaken. And then he comes to Emillynn Ray. And Emillynn Ray, the leader of this party, the heart of the party, from what I understand, you not only do command your group with great reverence and respect, but you also inspire them and encourage them with your performances, which I cannot ask, but I will ask anyway. You've already done so much for me and my family, but I hope today during this gathering that we're having on your behalf that you will deign to perform for us, at least a song, because I believe you will want to try out the gift that I have for thee. I had this specifically crafted by our finest elven, what's the word here? What do you call musical instruments? I guess musical instruments. Finest musical instrument crafters, finest craftsmen. And he brings forth, it's on a pillow, but it's also in a case. And he opens up the case, and there's this gorgeous viola that's just like, imagine in today's times if a up-and-coming violinist, was gifted with a Stradivarius. That's kind of what this thing looks like. It's like that level of quality. And he says, I'm quite sure that you will find this to your liking to be useful for making your time. It will I'm sure because of its capabilities, it will improve your performances further, and it will make your time more effective in combat as well. And then he says, and finally, to you, little Fern, you have no reason to hide behind her cape. I'm here to thank you, little lady, for you, because my daughter spoke very highly of all of you, but especially of you and the time that you all spent on the road together. She didn't go into detail where, but she said that you all camped in a very private spot. And in that spot...
Your daughter is very, very wonderful.
Oh, that's what she said about you, little Fern. And because of this, I have something that was also my personal item to give to you. Is something that I used throughout my days in the past. This is an amulet that I had commissioned personally for myself long ago, and I feel like you will have good use for it going forward in the future. And so, on a pillow is this beautiful amulet. But what's neat about this amulet is, yes, so the string part is that kind of silvery strands, right? A neck, you know what I mean by that? Like instead of just being a chain, it's the silvery colored strands that kind of finger apart, but and then it all kind of winds into one. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And at the end of it is this gorgeous turquoise kind of moon-shaped gemstone that's it's embedded into some sort of like shiny flat silver like round, I don't know, I guess I don't know what you call it, just it's the amulet, right? And It definitely looks like something an elf would wear. Very beautiful and it says, now, all of you will need to attune to these items, I believe, except for the one that I gave to Rylar. But you will all find them quite useful in your adventures and your travels. And at least that is what I hope. Once again, I thank you all individually and as a group for doing a great thing. And based upon what I've heard, the MGA is in good hands with adventurers like you. You all, I look forward, I won't be able to stay and see it, but I look forward to hearing reports of your great successes throughout the lands here, clearing all of the darkness on Frontier Isle. And also, I look forward to hearing how the guild Colosseum competitions go once you all, if your group, if Mr. Jocko chooses, and if you all agree to join the competitions, it would be. I look forward to hearing what you all have done and how far you can get. With that, everyone, let us have this celebration with these fine adventurers. You add a character.
My friend.
What?
And I run. What's the daughter's name again?
Leanna. Leanna. Mm-hmm.
Leanna.
I run over to her and just give her a big hug.
Oh, she just melts the hug, and her father's like, but then he's all like, that's all right. And then on.
I go up and give her a hug too.
Right on. And
I grab Miss Ray and I'm like and I hug them both and I'm like, ooh, we're gonna dance.
Wow.
I want to see your guys' gifts. Can I look at them?
So, would you guys like to role play during this thing, or would you rather me exposition the story of what happens during this this celebration in your honor? Like, is there anybody here that you'd like to role play with? I will say, like I said, there's some folks here that look like they might be some sort of military leadership for the MGA, people you have not met before. Maybe a few administrative staff.
I would like to go around and meet everybody that I've not met.
Okay. All right, and you want to role play that?
Sure.
Oh, okay.
I'm just gonna follow around Miss Ray.
You're gonna follow in her way. All right. What's
I have her cloak in my hand.
What's Lorkris gonna do?
Lorkris is extremely uncomfortable. Like just in the social context, like he doesn't.
Is he gonna follow around Miss Ray too?
Yeah, pretty much. He's just like, I don't really know what to do. I don't know how to talk.
Everybody's just gonna
people.
follow around Miss Ray.
Like, Rylar.
Yep, Rylar too. He's just like. Actually, Rylar will immediately go over to the food table and start getting food picked.
I probably will follow Rylar to grab some food and then like shuffle over to Miss Ray and just be like, okay, I don't know what to do.
Some pretty soon, some people come over to greet you guys, and
Well, if Rylar and Lorkris have gone to get food, I'm like, Fern, do you want to go get food?
Not
Go a
really.
little later.
But do you want to talk to them without me so I don't mess it up?
Oh no, you're more than welcome to join me. It's just, I'm a little hungry.
Do you want me to go get you something?
I'll go with you.
Okay, come on. I wasn't gonna let go of your cloak anyway. My anxiety is really bad right now.
I give you a hug. Tell you it's okay.
I just don't understand why the thing on his shoulder is so big. It makes him look extra scary, and I don't think kings have to be scary, you know?
Some people call it fashion. I don't quite understand it, but I've seen similar things in my travels.
Have you seen kings normally do that kind of thing?
That can't be right that you understand it. You're the most fashionable one of all of it. You're so pretty.
That is true.
Well, I'm fashionable in my own ways, but not when it comes to any type of military regalia. So maybe it has something to do with his high ranking where he's from?
Bigger shoulder thing, the higher the ranking. Okay. Or I
Possible?
could just ask his daughter.
That's true. You can always ask her.
So, I don't think there's any super important role playing that would need to be going on unless you're just. I will say this though, you end up meeting the two. One of the leaders you had already met before, and I believe that is General Goliath, and he was the guy you had met before with Lord Henron previously. And he's obviously somebody high-ranking in the MGA's military, their guard troops here on the island, that he's like an administrative general. But you do actually meet a couple of people that here. One of them is Captain Lyman. That's Lymen. And I wrote it down this time in an organized fashion. And he is basically the commander of the Field Infantry Regiment 1, which basically is like a standing field army for dealing with problems in the city or anywhere in the land. Like if they need to be called, they're a battle army and an infantry army, right? So in talking to him and in talking to...
Is he the boss of Captain Dan Bruno?
No. Lieutenant Dan Bruno is actually he's technically the man-at-arms of the gatehouse. Oh. So he's actually the leader of the gatehouse regiment.
Mm.
And
so where does he fit in this org chart?
Who? Kornoth?
No, Captain Bruno or Lieutenant Dan.
I'll make it for you later.
Woo, org chart!
You're such a nerd. I love you. Hey,
I want to know who he reports to, so we can go and like tell his boss that you need to promote him. He's doing a great job.
Promote him. He can't really be promoted. All right. At any rate.
Okay, he needs to have your job now.
So Captain Lyman, like I said, is the leader of the Field Infantry Regiment 1. There are two infantry regiments you get explained. One is the Field Infantry Regiment, the other is the Delver Infantry Regiment. And the Delver Infantry Regiment is an infantry regiment for underground, for dealing with when an army is needed beyond just the adventurers in certain underground regions. And for not just for underground, for exploring. They're the exploratory infantry regiment. Right, whereas the Field Infantry Regiment is for the city and stuff. What?
So when I find those tunnels for like under the Goldoffian mine, they would go down there?
Perhaps, yeah, like that, or it depends on, obviously adventurers are the main people. Like the soldiers are always there as a backup to the adventurers. Okay, although right now, you already know that the Elite Scout Regiment 2 is over at the Goldothian mine fortress, and that's with Captain Karnoth, right? So of course he's not here, but the other captain that you meet is Captain Garain, and he is the captain of the Elite Scout Regiment 1. So there are two Elite Scout regiments, and his regiment is the one that's they oversee the cleanup crews and stuff, and they support the adventuring cleanup crews and stuff like that, and they basically are also the backup scout regiment for Scout Regiment too. So,
What was the name again?
So they could rotate sometimes. What was that?
What was his name again?
Oh, his name is
Captain
Garain.
Garain.
Garain. And if you need me to tell you the name of this guy, the elven guy again, I can. It's High Prelate, Prelate, and it's Aukmar, Auckmar. I think I told you that last week, but I don't know if you wrote it down.
What is it?
Aukmar Farsinger.
Aukmar.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I will say this: your characters are taken aback when you finally meet Archibald Glowmaker. He's a turtle, and he talks really fast. It's so glad to meet you. I'm so happy to meet you. It's so wonderful to meet you. It's so strange to see a turtle who talks really fast, but.
Of course.
I look forward.
my goodness.
I look forward to finding out reports about how my items have worked in your capable hands.
God is telling you, when Miss Wright sings, will you dance with me?
He's like, well, I cannot believe you would ask me such a thing. Of course, if you would ask, I would do such a thing.
Yeah.
I'll tell him, it's like, don't worry, I'll send you very detailed reports on how your items are working for our team.
He's like, well, if it helps, obviously you all are going to attune to the items that need attuning to, but I can explain to them to you really quickly if you would like.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, please.
All right, well, first, who wants to go first? Who wants to know first? Okay, so you're Master Lorkris, yes? Is that true? You're Lorkris? Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Okay, your item is a +2 magical glaive of the Pole Arm Master. So effectively, what this does is it's +2 magical, so it's +2 to hit and damage, and it automatically gives you the Pole Arm Master feat.
Okay.
And this is a special? Or is this in the...
Oh, it doesn't, I made it up. You're gonna have to.
Okay.
Yeah, no,
He's making... Okay.
It's super simple. You can just, I mean, obviously, if you call it a +2 polar or glaive, right, and put it, if there is a +2 glaive that you can add to your thing, then that will be what you put. But then in your notes, put that it's glaive of the Polar Master, and then you give yourself that feat and put an asterisk next to it or something, so you know you now have the Polar Master feat.
Yeah.
So can't you just add a feat?
So with this, I can't just. Actually, I could.
Yeah, because you could just do the +2 and then just add the full arm.
Okay, I know what I'm gonna do.
Right?
Yeah. Okay.
So
+2. +2.
So what? How does your character react to finding that out?
Lorkris is kind of in disbelief, but then extremely intrigued. Like he's examining it like it's, like he's just soaking it all in.
By the way, its weight is incredible. It actually feels so balanced in your hand compared to the wood and metal one you had before, the standard one you had before. And the one you had before was of high quality, right? Mm-hmm. But this is like on a whole nother level.
I wonder if anybody wants to spar with you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure you're looking forward to trying this out in the training field.
Yes, since Sylvis is there, he's all like, I can't wait to see what you can do with that one, young'un.
And it's +2 damage and +2 to hit?
Yes.
Is that how that works?
+2 to hit and damage, which, by the way, I don't know if you know that or not, but that's actually very rare in 5th ed terms. In 3.5, it's not that rare. It's above average. Like, usually in 3.5, the first kind of magical weapon you'll get is like a +1, right? But keep in mind, the way magic items work in 3.5 is you can have a range of pluses from +1 to +5, right? And then on top of that, you can have special abilities added to a sword, and each of those special abilities have a plus rating. So you can effectively have a sword that's up to +10. It's not going to actually be doing +10 to hit and damage, but it could be like a +5, and then have a burning and ice and ghost touch, and so then it adds all these abilities on that ends up being really. Now, obviously, that's very expensive, very rare. It's ultra rare and would be very high end. But 5th ed is different. They scaled all that down to make magic items a little bit more special, and usually a +1 magical item in 5th ed D&D is just a big deal, but this is a +2. So, and now, who wants to know the next one?
Miss Ray, Miss Ray.
Oh, you want to know about? Okay, you say Rylar, you say Miss Ray. You all need to decide. I will not answer until you decide.
We'll do Rylar, then Miss Ray.
Well, Rylar is not one that I crafted. It did help enhance. Although I will say this, Akmar's amulet, even though it is an old item, I was the one who crafted that amulet long ago for him in my early days. The ring that we gave to Rylar was from his own collection, but I did not make that one. It is a very simple ring, but very powerful. It is a ring of spell storing. Basically, it means he can have an extra spell to cast each day, which, from what I understand, a warlock needs to have extra spells. Well, yes, I understand that he is, whatever you're saying. Who's next?
How did you know he's a warlock?
Let's just say we spoke to Mr. Jocko to have these things crafted for you personally.
Oh, okay.
Jocko kept a secret from us for so long.
Mr. Jocko says, well,
Jocko.
And, all right, so you want to know Miss Emillynn Ray's?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah. What Miss Emillynn Ray has is a +1 viola of storing. Now, keep in mind, what it does is, it gives you +1 to your performance, but it also gives you +1 extra bard song for the day. And of storing, it will store, it basically will store your weapons for you, up to 2 items, like gloves of storing from 3.5. And so effectively, you tell it a command word as a free action. It will it's almost like it transforms into the item that you want it to be. So basically, you don't even have to draw your sword. You don't even have to draw your bow. Your violin is your bow. It is your sword. It is your violin when you need it to be.
That's hot.
And I guess last is Fern's Akmar's amulet.
Akmar.
Akmar's amulet is two special Piraps in one. It confers 2 special abilities. One is wound closure, and the other is disease immunity. So to clarify, what the disease immunity is obviously quite simple. When she's wearing it, she's immune to disease. Okay, and as far as the wound closure part of it, I will bring it up and describe it to you. It's really pretty simple. While you wear this pendant, you stabilize whenever you are dying at the start of your turn. In addition, whenever you roll a hit die to regain hit points, like during a short or long rest, double the number of hit points it restores.
Is this something that I can find?
That you can find?
Is this an actual, like...
No. Well, both of the items are 5th ed items on their own. They're not combined. You could, if you wanted to, you could, I suppose, to simplify things for you, just find Pure Apt of Wound Closure, and what was the other one? But it's basically 2 magical items in one. So but the best part of Pure Apt of Wound Closure is basically, if she's ever dropped in combat, she just immediately stabilizes. She doesn't have to make death saves. She's immediately at 0 hit points. And again, when she does heal, when she uses her hit dice for a rest or whatever, she automatically doubles whatever she rolls.
Nice.
All right, let me find.
And then I am immune to disease.
Yeah, let me find the item. Emillynn. Okay, so it's effectively the same thing as a Pure Apt of Health and a Pure Apt of Wound Closure built into one. The Pure Apt of Health. You are immune to contracting any disease while you wear the pendant. If you are already infected with the disease, the effects of the disease will be suppressed while you're wearing the pendant, which you don't have any diseases anyway, so yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
I don't know why it's not giving me the +2.
What was that?
I don't know how I have to experiment a little bit, but the Glaive of the Polearm Master and creating the unique item, it's not giving me the +2 to hit, like, baked in. So
You're just gonna have to remember.
I'm gonna have to remember, and I'm gonna look to see if I can...
So was that an item that you could choose, a +2 magic?
So I use the glaive as a +2 as a base for the item, and then just gave it. And then in the description, I just copy pasted the.
Now, I'm pretty sure in
Polearm
D&D
Master
Beyond you can actually find a +2 magic. Like if you scroll through the magical weapons, you should be able to actually find a +2 magical of any weapon.
Yeah, which is what I've got. And I'm wondering why it's not giving me the +2 to hit, like in the like on my sheet. That's what I'm wondering.
So
you need to refresh.
Yeah. So you're saying that for the character sheet here, I'll come up here. For the character sheet in this slot right here. You're saying that it's not adding up to, 13 I think it would be, right?
Yeah. But and I'm wondering if I missed a thing on creating, like, in making the item. That's all.
All right, I'm sure you'll figure it out. At the very least, you can also just remember, like, you know.
We're good.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah. So.
Okay. I'm trying to think of. In basically, you guys spend a. Good.
I dance with the turtle.
You what?
When Miss Ray sings, I dance with the turtle.
Oh yeah. So basically, there's a enjoyment had by all. You meet some interesting people, and. Then after everybody's had some food and some drink, Miss Ray, will you perform for them? Mm-hmm. All right. With the new violin?
Yep.
Okay. We'll say that since it was made specifically for you, that... How long does it usually... doesn't it take like an hour to attune to something?
Yeah. I need to concentrate on attunement.
We'll say that you only need to attune to it for the item storing functionality.
Okay.
But as far as playing it, you could just play it right now.
That is a 20 for my perform.
Oh wow, you must have rolled low. You're nervous in front of this.
It's a new instrument that I'm not used to yet.
What did you actually roll?
I rolled a 5. So, it's first song. It's a warm up. Warm up. I was planning on playing more than one, anyways.
All right. So they're all like, they're like, oh, that was really good. I see what They're not super blown away, but they're like, wow, 20 is really above average. Like it's like exceptional. But in your second roll,
I rolled a 16.
Oh wow. So 16 and 15 is a 31. Your second performance. All right. Do you have a song for us?
No, I haven't written written anything new yet.
Do you want to do one of the ones that we've had before?
Do you guys have a request?
Yeah. You know the one that will get everyone. You know which one.
I want to ask.
There we go.
I want to ask the high Akmar if he wants to dance with me.
No.
No.
No, you know the one.
I know the one.
You know the one.
I know the one.
Fern goes up to Akmar and she's going to like curtsy or something.
You talking about that one?
What are you?
Yes.
Do you want to dance with me?
He politely.
It would be.
He politely declines. He says, "Lady Fern, I appreciate your courtesy, but because of my station, it would not be the appropriate thing. Perhaps another time. But please enjoy dancing with my daughter. You all seem to be having a great time, and I enjoy watching you. You brighten my heart." All right.
Well,
so hit him with your second song.
All right. We're no strangers to fighting. You see the end, and so do I. This fight forever I'll be thinking of. I'll share this story with every other bard. I don't even know why we're still fighting when I've got the upper hand. Never gonna give this up. Never gonna go down hard. Never gonna leave this round. I'll outlive you. Never gonna see me die. Never gonna question why. Never gonna run away. I'll beat you. This fight has gone on for too long. Your body's beaten, but you're just too numb to see it. Right now you don't know what's been going wrong. I see the end and I'm gonna bring it. And if you wonder why you're still bleeding, don't tell me you're too blind to see. Never gonna give this up. Never gonna go down hard. Never gonna leave this round. I'll outlive you. Never gonna see me die. Never gonna question why. Never gonna run away. I'll beat you.
That was the one that got the 31. You also, I have to say, person to person, player to DM to player, you read that one even better than the last time. That was really well done. That was awesome.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. Excellent. All right. So I that was my fault. I'm the one who requested that one. I couldn't help it. I felt like it rickrolled.
It was perfect though.
It was. All right. So that as the afternoon wanes on into the evening and things start to wrap up, you all are set to leave, and before you do though.
Oh, did I knock everybody's socks off with my 31 performance?
Yeah. I thought I explained that. If I didn't, I apologize. Yes, you wowed them in. Was
even the high prelate like nodding his head too?
Oh
while
yeah.
I was singing?
Yeah, they loved it. They were just enamored by your incredible skill, and creativity.
My dancing around with my violin.
Mm-hmm. And of course, you know, your backup dancer, and Rylar with his light show, prestidigitation light show to give you guys laser lights and stuff.
Yes.
Even Lorkris is back there bopping his head when no one can see.
In the corner.
Yeah.
So nobody can.
All right. Yeah, when you
Not necessarily bobbing his head, but he's tapping his toes.
Yeah. When you guys wrap up for the night and people filtered out and it's time to go home, Lord Hanlon also says, or Henron says, here, please. It's not just the High Prelate that wanted to give you all something personally. He comes over to each of you and hands each of you your gold poppers.
Oh.
Yay!
You all have earned this several times over. Well done. You bring great honor to the MGA and to all of the adventuring guilds. Keep up the good work. We expect great things from you now. Speaking to that, Mr. Jocko, can we have a meeting with you all tomorrow? I'm going to have a meeting with you tomorrow, and you can speak with them about what comes next. Now that they're gold poppers, we can, we'll discuss what you think is best for them for your guild. And Mr. Jocko, yes, of course, that sounds perfect. I'll be glad to have a chat with you, Lord Henron. And Mr. Jocko explains, yes, I already know a little bit about what we're going to have a meeting about. I believe the leadership is trying to decide what to do next. Obviously, we're in, as I explained to you all, a sort of soft pause part of the season, at least for the lower ranked adventuring guilds. But as you all know, the opposite has actually happened for the higher ranked guilds because of the activities in the Goldothian mines. But it's not just the Goldothian mines. There's also a couple of other things happening around the island that are of great import. And I believe that I'm going to have a chat with Lord Henron. He wants to speak with one of the generals and commanders and decide, make some requests of our guild of what we should do next as far as, where your next quests lie. I believe the bottom line of it will be, originally I was thinking that there was going to be roughly 3 things that we could think about for your group to go on. One is obviously to head straight for the Goldothian mines and assist the forces there. The second is to try and find the pirate enclave in the island to the west. The third is apparently that ancient graveyard problem that I have over in the western area. Just real quick to bring up the map. You remember that quest, right? It was a quest there was a quest to clean out an infestation of ghouls and wights in the burial mounds. There's basically a graveyard in the forest that was started during the early stages. That basically was abandoned. Well, apparently, that goblin and wight infestation was never dealt with, so it's grown and is actually beginning. Some of the creatures have been spilling out and have made it almost all the way to... crap, what is that village on the far left?
Dulamar?
Dulamar, have made it to almost a Dulamar colony, and the scouts have been seen, so it's definitely something that needs to be dealt with. And I will say this: originally, I believe that it was going to be a chat about, choosing which one of those three. But from what I understand, the pirate enclave is something that's already been dealt with, or at least is in the process of, because High Prelate came here with some additional naval forces to protect him. They've basically used some of those naval forces to drive the pirates deeper into the island, and to find their particular hidden enclave, they've sent one of the other ranked guilds to find them and root them out.
Oh.
So that's basically going to be off the list. I suspect he's going to try and talk me into having you all, since you all have kind of set the stage, you've set the tempo for your own quests in such a way that I have a feeling he's going to pressure us to have you all
take out the whites.
Take out the ghouls and the whites on the way up to the Golgothian mines.
I feel
like that's what we would have done anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we'll probably do that. I do have a question.
That doesn't surprise me about you. What is your question, Fern?
Can we find out if Dolvanik, who's supposed to be like, a druid or something, a part of the MGA or something? I was wondering.
He was on the island.
Yes.
Well, I don't know yet.
No, I thought we asked already.
Did we? I don't remember.
Yes, no, you asked me that earlier this morning, Fern, and I made sure to ask around a bit during the setup of this celebration. And as it turns out, my intel was correct. Unfortunately, your friend, this druid, is not on the Isle right now. He's back at the mainland. I don't know how long he'll be.
Okay, well, thank you for checking.
You're welcome. I'm sorry to bring you disappointing news, lass.
I just need to talk to him. Can we leave him like a note or something?
Of course, if you want to make some sort of correspondence, you can have Lady Ray help you write it, and I'll be glad to get it sent off.
I was already going to ask her to help me.
No problem. We can make sure that gets taken care of. While you're at it, would you like to send something back to your friend? What was her name?
Lady Solana.
Lady Solana.
Mm-hmm. If you'd like, we can try and send something back to her as well.
Okay. I'll have to write her a couple of letters anyway.
What do you think, Lorkris? Does that sound like a plan to you as well?
So sorry, what?
We are going to send letters to Lady Solana.
Oh, yeah.
Are you okay, Face?
Yes, I am perfectly fine. I was literally in the middle of just reading something, and of course, I decided to read that right as you asked me a question, so I didn't hear it. No, I'm good.
Was it? All right, no worries.
Figured out his glaive thing, though.
Yes.
You did?
I did. Cool. Yeah, I did. So now it properly shows the additional +2 to hit, as well as the additional damage. So 1d10 plus 9 slashing damage, and +13 to hit.
Perfect.
And then I also, though in the notes of it, I put the Polearm Master feat. I went in and modified and just gave myself the feat, so that way when I'm looking at my stuff, I can scroll down to feats that I have, and I see it.
Perfect.
So.
All right.
Cool.
All right. So add a character.
Yes.
What does everybody think of their gifts?
Oh, so cool.
Holy shit.
A violin of storing. Whoa.
You like it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
My hand crossbow in there.
I know that Fern, yours doesn't sound like super exciting, but it's actually very, very useful.
No,
it's borderline broken.
I'm say I know. In my heart. It is awesome.
I wouldn't say it's borderline broken. It's just.
Oh, I know, but I mean, it's like, oh my, there's.
It's going to be very helpful in the fight against the ghouls.
Oh yeah, this thing is going to be pretty dope.
What do you say if it's good in fight against ghouls?
If I'm remembering correctly from like previous sessions, like ghouls land a hit, they can.
No, they prevent you from regaining HP.
No.
They have
Ghouls.
some sort of disease.
No.
One of the undead.
Ghouls paralyzed. It's not a disease.
Okay.
Though.
Darn.
There are creatures that do have diseases, though. For sure.
I can give people diseases now.
I am immune to disease.
Because you're a paladin, right?
Paladin, yeah. And then resistant to cold damage because I'm a Goliath.
I am
Thick boy.
immune to magical sleep.
Same here. I am immune to sleep.
Okay.
Oh,
I better go back to our piece.
So I want to make sure I understand what we're doing properly. Are we like as a group? Are we still taking the 1 or 2 days downtime before we head out?
Yeah.
Well, actually, that was the thing that Mr. Jocko on the way back telling you guys what he told you. He wanted to ask you all that. If they want to accelerate their plan to get you out there, what are your thoughts? You know, I've already said that I feel like you should take some downtime, but I would respect your wishes.
I would like some downtime. I'd like to see if I can find a way to enhance my rapier, just in case. And I need some thieves' tools.
I also would like to look to see if I can find a bit of armor that is a tad bit more robust.
I'll just work on the garden while you guys are doing
Add a
that.
character. Didn't you get +1 armor?
No.
Oh, you just have regular. What is it? A breastplate?
Yep.
Okay.
So we need to
I have
go
a breastplate
see
+1.
Alex.
Excuse me. I do have a +1.
Right.
But see if they have anything nicer.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
We're getting into some thick of it, and I would like to personally, as Fate, would love to see Lorkris' AC at 19 or 20.
What is it right now? 18?
Yeah.
So you're wearing a breastplate, which is base 5, is +1, so it's 6. Your dex is what 2? So that's I guess that's 18, huh? Okay. Yeah.
So, and then talking, was it to the armor smith I can talk to you about creating the inlay on the helmet?
Yes, you can. Yeah, you can basically have him kind of do some custom crafting on the helmet as it exists. Excuse me.
Cool.
I keep forgetting I have a robe of useful items.
Yeah. So that's what Lorkris would like to do, and if nothing can turn around quickly, then he would then be ready to go as such and kind of start the commission aspect for down the road.
So do you want to say that since you were there with Archibald that night, you chatted with him about getting your rapier enchanted?
Yeah, or enhanced in a way. It's just a regular rapier.
Well, the only way to enhance it is to enchant it.
Oh, okay.
Right? So, basically, that night he expressed to you that he's still kind of getting set up. He could get something like that done, but it is going to take some time. Enchanting items is not a quick process. And I'm assuming that you would have talked to him about the armor too, and he's like, well, I don't. He basically said, unfortunately, it depends on how long you have. Like he said, he can definitely do that for you all, and he'd be glad to be your, commission you guys first. So it's up to you all. But you can talk to Mr. Jocko about that and decide amongst yourselves about how much time you want to spend. Like you said, it'll take 3 days to enhance an existing rapier, but you could also, don't forget, you can check to see if they have any existing magical rapiers at the.
I wanted to stop by the Emporium too.
The Emporium, thank you. Yeah. And as far as making your upping your breastplate from
AC.
+1 to +2, that also would actually take him a week to do. So might be a bit too long.
Gotcha. So he would take the original one and upgrade that versus making a whole new one.
Yeah. Making a new one would require. Well, he could basically. He said it's the same amount of time either way. In fact, it's a little bit shorter for him to enhance an already enchanted breastplate. So
that's fair. Okay. I am fine with that.
Yeah, but it's possible. You know, I'll unless you guys wanted to role play going to the Emporium, I can just kind of tell you. The next day while. We'll do it like this. The next day, while Mr. Jocko's having his meeting with Lord Hanlon, he says, you all go do your shopping and get what you need. And, of course,
Stay in my garden.
You're going to stay in your garden. But remember, did we ever work up the numbers? Oh, by the way, that night, this is for everybody here. That night, when you all go to bed, you rest up. And your ears are ringing, not because of the loud music, but just because of the, when you go to a big event like that, that's kind of emotionally, physically overwhelming. You all sleep so hard and so good, and you're more used to it since you're used to performing in front of people. But it was still a big deal, and having said all that. The next morning, you all awaken feeling energized and strangely more powerful than you did before.
I have a +4 to my proficiency now.
Yeah, basically, each of you is now level 9. They've leveled up. We already did the level up before we started tonight, just to save time.
Cue the level up music.
But yeah, cue the level up music, whatever that might be.
Pew pew. Do do
do do do do do.
Aries! I get 36 temporary hit points now with my symbiotic entity!
I know, it's crazy. So they're all level 9, and so that's pretty beefy. So he tells you all to go do your shopping while he's having his meeting.
So yeah, we figured out the challenge ratings for everything that we fought. The Ogre Mages group, all the money that we're earning from that is going to the guards' families.
Okay.
And
remind me of that. And you all tell you already had told Mr. Jocko you'd like to do that, and he said that he's going to arrange to have that happen. So you all don't have to. He's grateful, and he's even going to pitch in the guild's share as well. So then you can ignore and forget what you earned from all that. But you had already done the math on the rest of it, right?
Yeah, the Fomorian and the...
so I think, is it 9,000 for the rest?
9,000, yeah.
With the Slad and the Purple
Fomorian,
Giant?
yes.
And the Fomorian, yeah.
So we get 20% of that, which is 1,800.
Yeah.
Divided by
18. 5.
Why is it divided by 5?
Party fund?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
party fund.
Yeah. 360 into every location.
So before he goes to his meeting and you all end up going shopping, you all kind of chatted with him about what you'd like to get, and he said that the guild's been doing really well lately because of all of you guys' great work, Team 2's good work. and because his assistant Granada has done a great job of helping him be more efficient with the movement of the funds and stuff.
Probably like, I need receipts for these expenses.
So basically,
not approved.
Because of that, he has a little bit of extra cash in a reserve fund that he's putting aside. And so he says, basically, based upon what you guys are wanting to get, he says that he can't afford to help you with the +2 breastplate because it would be extremely expensive, but he can definitely swing the +1 rapier if you find one. And if you find some other item that might help you get more protection, then maybe he can help with, he can help pay for some of it from the guild fund, from that discretionary fund. So.
Aren't there? Okay, when we do the shopping, as we go out with that, at the
Emporium.
Yeah, I'll inquire about like a ring of protection, I guess.
A ring, or
so you're not wearing any kind of protection item?
More.
What's that?
What was that, Fern?
Yeah.
I was gonna say, or you can try to find like fancy bracers.
Well, typically bracers require you to not be wearing armor.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, so I have to find other non-armor alternatives, which would be like a necklace or amulet or
ring, like you said. So you're not wearing any protection items right now?
I have the cloak of protection.
Then you can't wear any other protection items because they don't stack.
Oh. Okay.
Now, if they have a cloak of protection +2, maybe.
But remember that any +2 item is going to be very rare and very expensive. So
that's true.
Let me see. Let me look at something real quick here.
I didn't know that they can't stack. Interesting.
What was that?
I was unaware that they didn't stack.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's even been something since 3.5. Same bonus types don't stack.
Yeah, because without the cloak of protection, my AC is actually only at 17.
The cool thing about the cloak of protection, though, is it also gives you bonuses to your saving throws.
That is correct. Because I could probably.
Okay, I like it. All right. Just a sec here. Now, is there any? So Fern is going to stay back at her garden. Rylar doesn't need to go shopping, and he trusts you guys to get anything you think he needs. He's super happy with his rod of the Pact Keeper. He just likes playing with it. He likes playing with his rod. Sorry, I can't help it. He's gonna stay back with
those squirrels.
Yeah, I was gonna ask. I was like, Rylar, can you stay with Fern?
Yeah, he was gonna stay in the garden with Fern and just play and draw in her serene space. And so you guys go shopping.
So while I'm sitting in the garden, I'm going to be sitting by the tree. And I'm going to be talking to the tree. And Chonkapillar.
Okay. And Chonkapillar, what are you going to be saying to Chonkapillar? Go ahead and roll that for me. Role play that for me while I'm checking something here.
Oh, Chonkapillar. I think I have a new spell that I can use. Because I kind of want to spy on that Oni that tried to kidnap us.
Oh, great.
Should I try it? Should I try it, Chonkapillar?
Meep, meep, meep. He seems kind of nervous about that idea. And also a little bit unsure.
I kind of want to try. Rylar!
Oh yeah, what you want me to
try?
try? What's up? I'm trying to do something here, but yeah.
Oh, I know, I'm sorry.
No, it's all right. Oh, that's the thing about a DM. Sometimes you just gotta multitask. I'm just trying to figure out something. If they would actually.
Chonkapillar.
So,
I kind of want to scry on the Oni.
So I'm looking at scrying in 5th ed. You can try. Wait, let me double check what the range is here. Yeah, so looking at it, you can. The only to be able to view it, you're basically trying to scry on it what's effectively considered first hand. So you have met the target, which gives you a +0. And you didn't get any body parts or hair, bit of nail or anything from it, which would give him minuses. So, or any garments. So, yeah, if you want to try, he can know and get a saving throw. Do you try?
Should I do it, Chonkapillar?
So keep something in mind. He I didn't hear you say yes or no. So if he fails a saving throw, he won't know he's being scrying on. If he succeeds at a saving throw, he'll know that somebody tried to scry on him.
Don't do it.
And you know that about the spell.
I do.
Do you still do it anyway? What was it you said? I'm sorry, you cut out.
She hasn't said an answer yet.
Oh.
I'm debating. Well,
Fern wants to, Druid doesn't.
no, Druid wants to.
Oh shit.
No, Fern wants to really bad, but no, Druid's scared. I kind of want to do it. Should I do it, Chonkapillar? Should I wait for Miss Ray?
Chonkapillar says it goes meep, 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 and you get the feeling like you know, it seems like a wise idea. But you know, he also has this carefree, but it would be fun.
I mean, we are safe inside of Misty City right now. And he's going to try to hunt us down no matter what. I'm scared. And I only get 1 5th level spell a day.
Then don't do it. Save it for later.
I'm gonna leave it to the dice. I'm gonna roll to see if I choose to do it or not. I don't do it.
All right.
I'll wait for Miss Ray. She will know if it's a good idea or not.
So I just realized I was kind of overselling it a little bit. +2 weapons are rare, not very rare, but they're still not cheap.
Oh, sure.
But it's still very rare. What you got?
Yeah, I mean, I put it on as a very rare item because it's handcrafted.
Well, that's
Because
true.
also
Well,
has the-
actually, technically, I guess it would be very rare because it's +2, but it also has a special bonus, a special feat built into it. So yeah, it's more like a +3,
And it's
which
a
would be
custom
very
thing,
rare.
so I would imagine it'd be like
Super
it's kind of a one-off.
extra, super rare.
Even if on a technicality there are things that are quote unquote stronger, this is more unique than anything.
So I'll say that you do actually find a +1 magic rapier at the Emporium. It's not as nice looking as yours. Very basic looking, but of course it's in excellent shape because it's magical, right? But it is a +1 magical rapier, and their asking price is $750, even though you could probably get it for $500 or so. And they do actually have. They don't have any kind of. They do have some magic armor, but it's going to be more expensive than you guys can afford. Like, let me see here. Oh, where's this stupid chart?
That Chonkapillar is just so cute.
Now that I said,
I can't keep my eyes off of it when it's on screen.
I know, it's distracting. So amazing.
Fade's gonna tell his coworker everybody loved it.
Oh yeah. She knew that that I hadn't told anybody stream-wise, so that it would be like an absolute surprise when it comes out.
Man, you sure missed a great opportunity, didn't you?
Yeah, I know.
Oh, that's all right.
It's okay. It was still a great unveiling.
Yes, it was. Yeah, I'm sorry I didn't mean to seem like I was poo-pooing on it.
No, absolutely not. She's the one who... I just watched her roll a d20 with Chonkapillar.
All right, so just to clarify...
We rolled the 4.
The typical maximum price of an uncommon magical item is 500 gold. The typical maximum price of a rare magical item is 5,000 gold. Very rare items can be worth as much as 50,000 gold. And legendary items are worth 500,000 gold at max. So it's like the range between 51 and 500, or between 5,001 and 50,000. So you guys' items are roughly, you're guessing, kind of in that probably 10 to 15,000 gold piece range each.
Okay. That's fair. Doesn't hurt to look.
So interestingly enough, her magic item, Fern's, it's 2 uncommons mashed together.
Oh, I'm so sorry. You're talking about the items that we received. I was thinking like, oh yeah. the armor. I was like, okay, that's fair enough. Yeah, it's expensive.
Oh no. Actually, yeah, no. So the
sorry.
Yeah, no. Back to that. I'm sorry. That was my fault, not your fault.
No, it's okay.
You do, like I said, you find the rapier, and we'll let you try and talk her down if you want, like you've done before. There is some armor there, but they're asking a bit too much for. Wait a minute, let me double check.
No.
Oh, interestingly enough, wow, +1 is rarer on armor than it is. So +1 is rare, and +2 is very rare. So you're looking at somewhere between between 5,000 and 50,000 for that armor. And what you do find is, it's like 12,000 gold for a +2 breastplate. It's nice, like you really like it. But they do have something that she catches her eye, because you're looking around for something, and they have something that catches her eye, and it's actually a ring, a magical ring called a Ring of Force Shield. And they're asking, this is also a very rare item, but still potentially less expensive than the other thing. And they're asking 9,000 gold for it, but she thinks she might be able to negotiate that down. So, and you know that from talking to Mr. Jocko, he has effectively a 7,000 gold piece, like reserve fund, By the way, what the Ring of the Force Shield does is this ring generates a shield-sized and shield-shaped wall of force that stays with the ring and can be wielded by the wearer as if it were a heavy shield +2 AC. This special creation has no armor check penalty or arcane spell failure chance, since it is weightless and encumbrance free, and it can be activated and deactivated as a free action, and it can also be used by you, because it's basically just a floating force shield, so you don't actually, you could use it with a two-handed weapon.
Ooh!
And it's actually +2, so it's actually in a way better than a shiny piece of armor.
I will donate monies.
You're not there.
I'm not there. I'm still debating if I want to scry or not.
Well, while he's deciding, thinking about that item, and you two can roleplay that in a second. Fern, what did you decide? Are you gonna scry or not? Rylar's over there drawing. He's out of his armor and he's just relaxing on the grass, drawing.
Hey, Rylar.
Yes, Miss Fern.
So I learned a new spell.
You did?
It's called scrying.
Oh, I learned a new spell too. I got the new green beamer.
Ooh, what does it do?
It sucks the life force out of my enemies.
That's so cool.
What spell are you talking about, Miss Fern?
So it's called scrying, and I kind of wanted to scry on the Oni.
Scry. Oh yeah, I know what that is. That's like where you can like magically peeping Tom on people, huh? Like yes. I'm not supposed to do with my X-ray vision.
Yes, but I'm trying to scry on our enemy, who's trying to kidnap us.
Oh well, yeah, no, that makes sense, I suppose. Mm-hmm.
Should I do it?
Well,
they'll know.
Why?
They'll know if I scry on them, and they're really wise about it. Then they'll know I was trying to scry on them. But if not, then if the spell works, they won't know. But there's a chance they'll know.
Well, if they know that you're scrying on them, will they also be able to know where you're at? The answer to that question is no. I'm saying that out of character. They can know you scryed on them, but they can't know where you are.
No. But I'm sure that the Oni already knows where we are.
Well, I don't know if you think it's gonna be helpful.
Oh. I'll wait for Miss Ray.
That's always a good idea. Holy crap, you're so smart.
I will wait for Miss Ray, but pouting about it.
Well, that's okay. I'll draw you a pretty picture so you don't have to be upset about it anymore.
Rylar?
All right. So now you guys are at the Emporium, and you find this ring and show it to him. It's less expensive than the armor he wants, which is ironic, really, because it's actually better, effectively.
Yeah.
Right.
Lorkris. I think I found a possible alternative. Your expensive armor. And I point to the ring.
That's tiny.
Yes, but the clerk behind the counter told me it's a ring of force shield.
And that means?
That means you can still use your two-handed weapon and have a force shield in front of you because of this ring. Gives you an additional defense that you're looking for.
Alex,
So it'll be like-
be clear to him that it's actually better than what he's looking for, because it's like an actual shield.
It's better than what you're actually looking for because it's pretty much a shield. In a way.
So, Lorkris will actively do this. He'll pull out of his bag of holding his shield and be like, so it'll be like this?
Yes, but you're not actually having to hold it.
Okay. And then he puts his shield back and he's like...
Right?
He just like stare at it. How much?
I was told it's 9,000 gold pieces, but I can try and see if I can talk her down.
And don't forget, though, that you also did find your +1 rapier and find that she's asking 750 for it, which is probably 50% more than you should be asking for.
Do you want the ring?
If we can get it for a good price. Yes.
All right.
And then out of character, would that would require me to remove my cloak of protection, correct?
No, this is not a protection bonus.
No.
This is a shield bonus.
Because it's okay. I just was making sure I remember because I couldn't find that item in D&D Beyond for Fifth.
Oh, it doesn't exist in D&D Beyond?
At least I didn't see it or anything of equivalent. But I can always make an item.
Okay.
I'm getting pretty proficient at that.
Right on, right on.
All
Did
right.
you get another?
So
So you're +4 proficiency?
I see why you can't find it on fifth. It's not a 5th ed item. It's a 3.5 item.
But that's fine. I can always make one.
I'm gonna ask the clerk. It's like, all right, I am interested in purchasing your +1 rapier and this lovely ring of force shield here.
And she's like, "Oh, is it so? Well, of course, my lady. As you can see, we've got a great deal on both of them. This one's 9,000 and this one's 750. But I'll give you a discount if you buy both. We'll knock 100 gold pieces off of either one."
Let's see. How about for the two items we go 75? 100 gold pieces?
You're saying you want to pay 7,500 for both items?
Yes.
Go ahead and roll me your negotiation.
My persuasion.
Yeah.
It's a 30.
I'll turn, even though it's a 30, Lorkris will kind of whisper. I was like, I only have like 2,600 gold.
Jocko's got a reserve fund.
I couldn't hear that.
Oh, Jocko's got a reserve fund.
Oh.
So, despite your great roll, she also rolled well, but you do get her to come down off of the base price. She says, "I don't know if I can do. I don't know if I can do that. That's quite a bit off. Perhaps we could do 8,500 for the two of them." And so she
Lorkris is
now
gonna-
rolls persuasion on you.
Can Lorkris assist by going? Would adding a ring of jumping help?
You want to give up your ring?
I mean,
You've used that, and it's pretty handy, and it could be very handy.
Is the other? Does this sword of shield? This ring of shield? Does that require attunement?
So she says, "Well, if you wanted to do some kind of barter, we could work something out. But we're in the middle of a negotiation right here, lads. So just hang tight."
I only rolled a 13 this time because I rolled a 3.
Okay. Well, she definitely unfortunately convinces you that your price before was too low. That doesn't mean you can't renegotiate down from the, you went from, so originally we were looking at what, 97.50, and you went down to 7,500, and she's like, no, I could do maybe 9,000 for both. And then now, where do you want to, go next?
Let's see. $7,900. 17.
17 total?
Yes.
She seems pretty firm, but she's willing to come down to 8,500 for both. Which is actually your character. I'm gonna let you roll an appraise skill, which would be like
Investigation,
on what you think or maybe insight. I don't know. Whichever one's better, investigation or insight.
In investigation, that's a 31.
You get the sense that the real value, the real price of the ring on the market back home would be like 8,500, and then of course the sword is 500. So effectively, you have negotiated her down to base price for the ring, and she's throwing in the sword for free.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to get her down to. I was like, deal, 8,500.
All right, so she's all right. And you didn't even have to give up your ring. And yes, you can wear 2 rings, by the way.
But does it require attunement?
No.
Oh, then okay.
Yep.
All right. So to pay for it, Jocko can just pay us back since I'm currently holding party fund, my fund, and Rylar's. And then on top of your, how much gold do you have?
2662.
Okay, so everybody contributes 2,000 gold. We'll pay it, and then Jocko will just pay us back.
I don't understand what you mean.
Jocko has a reserve fund of 7,000.
Yeah.
That we can use for stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he didn't. I don't remember him giving us his reserve fund.
Oh well, no, I understand that.
I don't either.
Yeah. Like you can. Oh, I see what you're saying. You guys have. You can pull together the money that you have.
Mm-hmm.
No, actually, I explained to you that he sent you shopping and he gave you the reserve fund. Yeah. I'm sorry I didn't make that clear. My bad.
Okay. So we'll use Jocko's reserve fund.
He did ask that if he's giving it to you with the hope that you won't spend it all, unless you deem it absolutely necessary.
Yeah, no, I will gladly throw in 2,000,
Yeah, I'll throw in my 2,000. So
And the party fund.
Yeah, and
No,
2,000
I'm
from the
not
party
there.
fund. That's 6,000 right there. So we only have to use 2,000 of Jocko's.
You mean 2,500 or Jocko?
Yeah, 2,500 of Jocko's.
Okay.
Okay.
So
So
2,000.
then write down that guild reserve fund of 7,000 minus 2,500, which would be what? 4,500? Yeah. 4,500. Well, you keep this reserve fund.
Guild funds are
What on earth are you doing, Fern, with the mustache? The hair mustache. Oh my God.
I was trying to.
Look at where Chonkapillar is wandering. That is hilarious. From now on, that needs to be his home when you're not wearing him.
Yeah.
So because I'm also tracking it as well, StarkItty. So party fund, we now at 681 after spending.
Yep.
And then the guild funds that we have available is how much?
4,500.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. I am good to go.
Okay.
And then, so if I want to actively see my AC pop up, I am just going to like equip my shield.
Yeah.
Just for the sake of like character sheet
for
stat.
the stats. Yeah, it's easier for you. Obviously, if you were using a paper like us, you would just write down that it's a ring of 4 shield, and then give yourself the armor bonus the shield bonus of 2.
Yeah. So I will work on making that, and then Lorkris is ready to go whenever. At this point.
Awesome.
But we'll make a note of, or at least when we get back together, I'll actually RP that. Sorry.
Gotcha. All right. When
Fern
you get back,
is like pacing in the garden, waiting for them. Just pacing.
Right.
So just like.
Well, while you're pacing and they're on their way back, this will be a good moment for us to take our intermission for tonight. So let's go ahead and switch to intermission scene. So guys, we're gonna take a quick break to go pee and get some snacks and come chat with you guys for a little while, and then get back into the action.
D-Gamer, practically 2 adventurers stuffed into one little Fern.
Oh yeah. Fern's gonna kill us all with that scry. Fate hates that idea. It makes Fate so nervous.
I like it. No, doesn't matter.
Okay, BRB.
Yep. Okay.
Hello guys, we're filtering back, grabbing snacks still. I'm gonna go ahead and put the mic back on. Ooh. There's the thunder and the lightning in the background. Stormy likes. Yeah, it's raining and thundering over here where we're at, which is good. I mean, technically speaking, we've had a lot of flooding recently, so we gotta be careful of that, but it's still nice to have rain when we've had months and months of just brutal sun, brutal open sky sun, and 100+ degree temperatures. Thunderbolts and lightning. It reminds me of a movie from a long time ago. Back when it was a movie with Clint Eastwood and gosh, what's his name? Oh my gosh, one of my favorite actors, and his name escapes me for some reason. One of his most recent roles, he played the villain in the first Iron Man movie. What's his name? Thunderbolts and lightning, very, very frightening to me. To me. Yeah. Now, what was the name of? Oh my gosh, Jeff. Is it Jeff? He's the dude. And of course, Flynn. Thank you. Yes, thank you for the honey. Jeff Bridges, thank you. Perfect kill, yes. So there was a movie long time ago called Thunderbolt and Lightfoot, I think, with Clint Eastwood and Jeff Bridges. Back when Jeff Bridges was a baby actor. Now, he wasn't a child, he was actually an adult in the film, but yeah. Huh, interesting. We were just chatting about, I was talking about how it's storming over here. And, Kill said Thunderbolt and lightning. And I was reminded of a movie from the 70s or 80s called Thunderbolt and Lightfoot with Clint Eastwood and Jeff Bridges. Watch, Kill's gonna go find that movie and if it's possible to find it and put it on Plex now, isn't he? What do you think of them? Are they any good?
Kill said downloading, I'll have it in like 4 minutes.
Oh wait, what is D-Gamer saying?
These were okay. They're a decent snack.
So what was this massive item? Oh.
Massive item?
Oh, it was a fancy ring. All I will say is with 36 temporary HP, you better hope she doesn't get possessed by your enemies and turn on you.
That is very true.
Thunderbolts of lightning, very, very frightening me. Galileo.
Yeah, I've always liked Jeff Bridges. In fact, Thunderbolt Lightning was the first movie I ever saw him in that I liked him. And ever since then, I was a fan and tried to watch just about anything he was in.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm still working on the second part to the Rogue's Rhapsody.
I like this.
You know.
He made an album of music to go to sleep to.
Nobody sees me.
Jeff Bridges did? I did not know that.
My mom's making shepherd's pie right now, and I'm really excited.
Ooh.
What does she put in her shepherd's pie?
I don't know.
No idea.
So normally shepherd's pie is like...
it's made with lamb.
Oh, really? Not necessarily. Like, a lot of times they use ground beef, too. Like, the shepherd's pie I've had, and I used to make it, is like, it's basically just different layers of stuff, but it's like, one layer is ground beef, then another layer could be like, I know, I like to put tomato sauce, but you could make like stew sauce or whatever. You could a layer of vegetables, it could be like carrots or something. But the most important part is that the top layer is like mashed potatoes. And then you bake it with the mashed potatoes already made, and so it's nice and crispy on the top. And my favorite way to make it, I would actually take, what was it, green beans and stewed tomatoes as the bottom layer, and then ground beef, and then a light layer of cheese, and then mashed potatoes, and then another light layer of cheese.
Ooh. It looked like my mom had chunks of meat instead of ground. So.
Interesting. I mean, I guess you could do it that way.
Yeah, it looked like she had like stew, like it was more of a stew sauce rather than like a tomato sauce. And then peas and carrots.
Yes, any infomercial. But wait, there's more. Is Billy Mays the slap chop guy?
No, Billy Mays is a different guy.
Okay.
Billy Mays was the OxyClean.
Oh, okay.
And he didn't. Yeah, and the
we have a slap chop.
The theory behind Billy Mays is that he didn't actually die. He just went over to the Middle East and was cleaning up everyone's act. Yep. Slap chop guy did almost have his tongue bitten off. Great.
God. Yeah, I remember those slap chop infomercials.
I avoided those kinds of things like the plague.
Well, sometimes
we have a slap
when you're
chop.
like channel surfing, you're just like, oh hey, that's a cool look. Oh, it's that commercial again. I still remember the commercials for the clapper. Clap on. Clap off.
Whoa, what Kill said, that's hilarious and crazy and not surprising. But because nothing can be surprising nowadays, right?
That is so true.
In this 21st century, with us all interconnected with all kinds of instant information and instant entertainment all the time, it's like, it's hard to be shocked and surprised anymore.
Oh yeah, the random medical ads. And then how they just really fast run off, possible side effects at the end of the commercial. And you're just like, wait, what?
The United States and New Zealand are the only countries that are allowed to have commercials for medication like that.
Interesting.
Everywhere else in the world is banned from having like medication commercials like that.
Interesting. Probably it should be, but yeah. So, by the way, I forgot to mention that on the way back, you did some shopping at a typical general store to get well, actually, it wouldn't be a typical general store. It would have been one of the specialized equipment stores, and yeah, you picked up
Some Masterworks thieves too.
Yeah. We'll say you were able to pick them up for 100 gold, so knock another 100 gold off of.
Okay. Better than seeing commercials telling me of hot singles in my area. That one infomercial that just repeated applied directly the forehead, no rhyme or reason. What?
Oh, yes. Apply directly to the forehead. Yeah, I remember that one. I remember that one.
I don't.
Yeah, it was like a Vicks or like a balm or some shit. It was not convincing at all. Yeah.
Oh.
I need Miss Ray to tell me if I should scry or not.
All right. So we'll get back to it then. Thank you guys.
I think you already know what Miss Ray's answer is gonna be.
I know, but...
Thank you guys for hanging out with us during our intermission. We're gonna jump right back into the roleplay and see what happens next in the story with our heroes.
And your Wi-Fi equals hot singles in your area. Do you have another one called Slap Chop? And OxyClean? Just all the infomercial brand.
All right, and now we're gonna get back into the D&D.
Bye, chat.
Bye, chat.
Okay.
Just apply it directly to the forehead.
Unless you still need some time to eat. I mean, I'm totally fine. Okay, all right. So.
I've literally been sitting here eating Frosted Flakes the entire time we've been sitting here.
All right. All right, you make your way back to home. And yeah, of course, you guys, on the way back, you try out the ring and you're like, oh wow, this is cool. You can basically, when you activate it as a free action, it just floats a shield in front of you that reacts in a way magically that it works like a shield would.
So when he does that, I take out my new +1 rapier and I poke at the shield, see how it works. Just so we can
100%. We're in the
make
middle
sure.
of the opening, like the big open space, and she's just like, yeah, and I'm just like,
Like, see?
Well, Fern's just at home pacing, waiting for them to come back.
and 100%. While that's happening, Lorkris is gonna pull out his new glaive and like hold it like he would as Emmylynn's attacking. He's getting kind of like the feel for like, even though I know it does it for you, like it's that idea of like, okay, yeah, how am I work around this, and just kind of like spinning it around. And
yeah, you find it amazing that it just kind of works on its own, right? It just kind of just this kind of shimmering, you know, certain sized shield. It's like a force shield, and you just kind of like, you don't always see it. You just kind of see a shimmer, and then when she pokes at you, it kind of flares up, and so.
See, isn't this so much better than armor?
Yeah, very nice.
All right. So now you and Rylar have the same AC, and but what are your hit points up to now?
94.
Damn. All right, Rylar's at 89 with his level up, and
Ranking, let's go.
Yep. But
I'm at the bottom of the list for hit points. I'm 4 below Fern.
No,
you're at what, 75?
75.
And she's at 79? Okay. 75, 79, 89, 94. You're all really close. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, you guys make your way back to home, and you guys head back to the back. You know exactly where to find your friends.
Walk in, see Fern pacing back and forth.
Yes, thank you for...
Like, before she notices, I'm like, what do you think's going on there, Lorkris?
And she's sitting here just like, I'm sure they're gonna be back soon, okay? I'm pretty sure, because I'm pretty sure Miss Ray is gonna tell me it's a very good idea, because we need to know where.
It looks like she's in a dilemma.
I can see that. Walk in. Fern, are you okay?
Miss Ray. Okay. So I was at least responsible enough to wait for you to get home, okay? So I really just want you to put that into consideration when I ask you this question.
Okay.
I kind of want to scry on the Oni.
No.
But I'm sure it already knows that we are here in Misty City.
And Rylar speaks up as he's drawing. He says, yeah, and Miss Fern explained with scrying that you don't act... If he resists it, he'll know he was scryed on, but he doesn't know where it's coming from.
He just knows that he is being scryed on. It could be from anyone.
Yes, I understand that, but if you resist it, then you don't get any information.
But if he doesn't resist, then we can see what he's up to.
That is true as well.
We can see if ogre mages poop.
I'm so curious now. Extra curious now. I was just thinking, like, what if the Oni is like somewhere around the Goldofian mines? And we can figure out where, like, you know, they are digging the tunnels or something?
So, I've never done scrying myself. How big is your field of vision for scrying on someone?
You?
I mean, when you're scrying, are you like right up close in their face and all you see is their face?
So when I scry, I can see and hear a particular creature that I choose on the same plane of existence as me.
Here, it's down at the lower part. I'll just read it out loud so you pretend that Fern said this. Basically, on a failed save, the spell creates an invisible sensor, like a drone, right? An invisible drone floating within 10 feet of the target. You can see and hear through the sensor as if you were there. The sensor moves with the target, remaining within 10 feet of it for the duration. A creature that can see invisible objects sees the sensor as a luminous orb about the size of your fist. You can also, instead of targeting a creature, you can choose a location you have seen before as the target of the spell. When you do, the sensor appears at that location and does not move.
I mean...
So there's two ways that the thing could know. It could actually succeed, it could actually fail on the saving throw, but if it can see invisible things, it would still see the sensor. It can't interact with it.
I don't know if Onis can see invisible things or not, though. Do you guys know?
Well, I mean, he can turn invisible.
But when
knowing an Oni, I would not be surprised if it would be able to see it.
I
And if
remember reading Nido mythology legend stories. I didn't know what that was when we fought it, but now I remember reading stories as a kid about that stuff, and I don't think just because something can turn invisible doesn't mean it can see invisible.
Ah.
But if it
But it is a
knows
magic
that someone
user,
is-
so you know, who knows?
But if it knows that someone or something is scrying on it, it would not take a far leap to assume that it's either us or the MGA and paint an even bigger target on us.
Well, we are already at war with it. And it's already trying to hunt us down, and everything's already trying to hunt us down and everything, so we might as well try to figure out where they are.
What if we
But
can't
it
figure
could
out where
provoke
they
an
are
attack.
based on your scrying?
Well,
Because
then...
there are still several areas of this island we've not been to. Let alone if
That
he
is
is
true.
underground, who's to say he's at the mines or not? Because if they are digging tunnels everywhere else, a lot of possible places he could be.
But that we would know at least.
We would
Okay,
know
we
that
can
he'd
think
be
about it.
underground, and
we'll-
that's
We'll think
or
about
in a
it.
forest or in the mountains. That could be anywhere.
Okay, fine, I won't do it.
Rylar says, maybe we could think about it when we're out on our quest and stuff. When we're closer, then we could do it. Because it could be
Okay.
super useful. I think Miss Fern is right that we should at least try it at some point. But yeah,
We should. I mean, right now might not be a good time. You mean, Fern, you just learned this spell, correct?
Yeah.
Maybe try casting it on places you're familiar with just to get a handle on it. Like maybe you can check in on the Grove. Right?
Speaking of the Grove, I think we should swing by.
That would be really nice if we swung by there.
You can check in on the Grove or the other ley line point that we found beneath the Bog Witches. You can see how that's been going.
Actually, that's a really good idea. I'm gonna scry on the one from where the bog witches are and stuff.
That way you get familiar with the spell.
Right. So you're gonna do that right now. So
Yeah.
to do scrying, you either need. This doesn't say this in the spell, but it's sort of a world thing that I. Well, actually, no, it sort of does. You need a focus item like a crystal ball, a silver mirror, or a font filled with holy water. So.
I can do the font.
You need to build yourself a little fountain,
Yep.
put some water in it, and have Lorkris bless it.
Exactly.
Isn't there a basin at the bottom of the tree?
I think
No,
so. Yeah.
There's no bait.
Didn't I-
What?
Did
Yeah,
you
did
create
we-
one?
Yeah, didn't we create a basin at the...
You guys put a symbol down there, but there's no like basin. But I could have sworn she was working on a
Fountain.
fountain for somebody. I don't remember. It had.
I've been working on a lot of stuff in the garden when we come back.
Right.
So I could totally start working on one.
Man, make a basin.
Okay.
Do you have?
But I feel like if we go out into the field and everything, I should probably get a crystal ball or something.
I mean, that's going to be more mobile than having to find a. Yeah, that's true. So now you guys are like, well, crap, we got to do some more shopping. Back to the Emporium.
Back to the Emporium!
I'll say this, instead of role-playing that, we'll say that you go back to, you take another trip with everybody, with the whole team back to the Emporium. And they don't have a crystal ball on hand, but they do know of the lady behind the counter says she remembers reading that one of the ranked guilds is selling a crystal ball on consignment, and you can pick it up at a specific one of the merchant stores. Yeah.
Okay, let's go!
So you guys end up making your way there, and it's a really neat, rustic looking, kind of an old west style, general store, but higher end than a general store. Kind of like, just pretty fancy looking place. You do end up finding a crystal ball. They're asking 1,200 for it. You know that typically, what she needs is one that's 1,000 gold. So.
Pretty sure that's 200 gold too much.
I'm like, it's all right, Fern, I got this. So, you're asking 1,200 for it?
Yeah, they do. Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at it.
There's a scratch right there.
700.
You can roll that.
23.
They stand firm at the 1,200. I rolled an action.
Scratch on it. And it's already 200 gold too much.
What she said.
So roll persuasion one more time with her helping. Roll persuasion.
Hold on, wait.
That's a good thing you guys aren't in combat tonight. I'm rolling crazy.
I rolled a 25.
Hold on, wait. 13 plus 14!
Okay. I mean, you help out a little bit.
Well, I'll go up to 900 as an offer.
Yeah, they're like, no, the price is 1,200. You see it on there. They're like, take it or leave it.
What guild that we are getting it consigned from?
It's fine. Do you have 1,000?
I do.
Okay. I'll put in the remaining 200.
But we are friends with the Crystal Hedge people, so maybe we could use that to our advantage.
Sure. I'll pay the additional 2,000. Or 200, excuse me.
Okay, fine. I'll do 1,000.
Okay. All right. So now you have a crystal ball you can carry around in it comes with a really fancy suede bag. And
whatever you do, make sure you always cover it when not in use.
Or you can catch things on fire.
Mm-hmm. It's true.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So now you guys have a crystal ball to scry on all kinds of interesting stuff, and now you want to take it home and use it to practice. All right. Yeah. So you, in the first place that you want to try it out on is the Dark Grove, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, the Dark Grove, even though that's the nickname you've given to it, isn't really a Dark Grove anymore. All that work that you did, the two of you, right? Hallowing the space, and then also all the the seeds that she planted and the plants that she got started, and they've really taken root and taken hold. The place it's still shabby compared to the other grove, but it's still, it's making progress, looking good. And, obviously you can't get a feeling for it through the scrying. You can only visualize it. But visually, the plants are coming back. The green is coming back to the dark grove. Now, do you want to check on the light grove?
I can't.
He only has 1 5th level spell a day.
Oh, okay. Well, next day.
There's the reason why I wanted her to
curiosity,
practice.
could you like, this is actually kind of outside of, could you cast it like oh, you can't ritually cast scrying, huh?
It's a 10-minute casting time.
But you're not as a ritual though.
Not as a ritual.
Fair enough. Okay.
So,
I have
Fern,
to use spell slot. Yeah.
Fern, this is a good thing that you have scrying, because I know as much as you want to scry on the Oni, there are other ways we can utilize your scrying as well.
Okay.
So, you know how bodies have been disappearing after we've been places? You can always scry on that area, and maybe we might get lucky and find out who these people with no ears are.
That is so true.
Well, that's smart, Miss Ray. And didn't you say, Miss Fern, that didn't you say that you know when it usually happens?
It's about, around when I go onto my watch and stuff, and it's usually after we kill something.
Well, that's what you were talking about, right, Miss Fern, Miss Emillynn? So, like the blue light.
So if we go fight and kill something.
So if you see the blue light on your watch, you can pull out your crystal ball and scry on that area.
Yeah.
But is that the way the scrying works?
But it does take 10 minutes.
Oh, and didn't you say when you was describing the spell to me that for you to scry on an allocation, whatever that means, on the place, that you have to have been there before? So you can only scry in places you've been.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the blue light only shows up on places after we had like a fight or something, and then that's where the bodies go missing. So,
Oh.
So it's definitely going to be places we've been. So.
Yeah.
Why do you think that is? How is it it's always someplace that we've been?
Don't know. That's one of the things we're trying to figure out.
It probably has to do with them hunting us. So they're like, oh, they killed these people, so we got to take them. And they probably speak to the dead or something, and,
So it's a very good
there's all
thing.
that crazy shit.
Very good thing you learned that spell, Fern.
Alrighty. So, what you think, Big Boss Lorkris? What do you think?
I think the idea of scrying on where those blue lights are is not a bad idea. The only concern is the timing. Because it takes a while for you to cast it.
It takes 10 minutes.
Yeah. And you only have a window of how long to view?
It changes from time to time. But it's whenever I have other people show up to look at it, it disappears. Nobody else sees it but me.
I was gonna say, there was that one time you got us up there on the top of the tower, and we looked and we couldn't see it, but you could see it at the same time. So.
Yeah. And I can only watch for about 10 minutes.
So
I could start it at like the beginning of my shift or like a couple hours in, and then I can just be like, I kind of think it's right now, and then I'll start the thing and everything.
But I don't know how to properly roleplay this without just saying it outright. But if you're casting that, it's going to be after you've slept or taken your long rest, so that will waste a 5th level spell slot at the beginning of your day.
Yeah.
Every time you use it.
Yeah. But I would only use it if I know that there is a possibility that I would actually see the blue light or something. I don't know. It's worth it. It's an idea. It's an idea.
I think the idea is sound. I think it's going to take some time to nail down the execution.
Yeah.
This is why I want her to practice with it. Just not on the Oni.
Until we're ready to hunt his stinking ass, right, big boss?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, we're ready to, we're heading out soon.
All right.
In the morning.
So, no, this was the morning already, and then later on that afternoon, Mr. Jocko comes back from the long meeting he had with Lord Henron, and he says to you all, "Well, I was right about it. They definitely want you all to join in the
mines.
The mines. Apparently, they're working on plans, and adjusting their plans based upon the information that you gave to them from that army and the Oni that got away. So they definitely want to include you all, and luckily it's going to take some time for them to get those prepared, get things in place, right? There's some of the, from what I understand or what he was telling me from the latest reports, the Golothian mines, that there are certain places there that certain tunnels that have yet to be explored. There are certain places off to the side that haven't been an issue, but I don't know. They're gonna have to go over the details with you more after you go to the fortress. But before you make your way all the way to the fortress, they want our organization, our guild, to handle the undead infestation at the burial mound. It's obviously far to the west, and the burial mound is. I'm going to draw your attention to basically. So, if you look over where Dulmar Colony is, right, and then you look, there's like hills and forest to the northeast of it, and there's that river there, right, and then there's some hills, basically.
So if we go, directing attention to Prinix Village, putting the cursor essentially on the, that lake.
Prinix
you follow
Village.
The northern river to those mounds. Is that what you're talking about?
Prinix Village. You're too far over to the east.
That's Grinovar.
Oh, Prinix Village. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, Prinix. Yeah, so, if you follow the river from Prinix Village's lake, if you follow that river north, and then you go west, the burial mound, basically it's an area you guys haven't been to yet. It's kind of that central area that's somewhat east of the lake where you fought the Chimera, right? And it's kind of deep in that forest, deeper than you guys had gone, because you've been there before when you took out the will-o'-the-wisps, right? But you didn't.
Yeah, we were on the outskirts of that, so we're going to be in the middle of that forest, essentially.
Yeah, well, in the middle of that forest, but actually in that spot in between the forest and the hills, because there's the burial mound is right at the edge of the forest. Supposedly, based upon the description that Mr. Jocko gives you of the reported area, so you can find it. He actually, gives you a little bit closer detailed close-up map, you're going to find a thicket. It's a deeper forest that was apparently the original settlers years ago, the first few settlers, the ones that failed, they were they had some sort of strange ritual superstition going on, and so they thought that they needed to that there was something special about that hill, and they created a burial mound there and a graveyard. And in that hill, there's the burial mound under there is basically like a mausoleum, like a crypt. And that place has been deserted and empty and kind of forgotten for some time. And so it's really strange that suddenly now it seems to be overrun with these ghouls and ghasts and some wights that have only been spotted at night. And so that's what's so strange about it. Let me make sure that I'm describing the correct area that I had on here. By the way, we'll just say, for the sake of interestingly fun and humor, is you guys went back, since you were doing some shopping in the Emporium, you're in the MGA, you popped over to the Quest Guild Hall to say hello to the cleric there and saw what they had on hand as far as quests go. And you see now why it's a downtime for the lower ranked guilds, because there's not a whole lot there. There's still the resupply caravan escort missions, right, that are regular things. There's the spend the day assisting a top rank. The spend the day assisting the top ranked guild is running errands and labor. That's around town. That's kind of always going on. Escort and support the MGA cleanup crews. That's also, still going on. But pretty much all the silver quests are gone. You guys have done a lot of them, but not all of them. So for example, what was there before, the hunt the bullet in the hills to the east has been taken up. Investigate the reports of invisible assassins near the Goldathian mine keep has been taken care of. And let's see, as far as the gold quests go, investigate the sighting of giant bipedal frogs in the southern edge of the Goldathian swamp is still on the list.
That'll be taken off as soon as they read my reports.
Yeah, actually, it's kind of, now that since you're actually there, you end up talking to them about that. And since you got paid for that quest, they do actually give you a 500 gold piece bonus, since it was also you basically took the quest off of the marker. They asked you if you knew what happened to the second one, and unfortunately you don't. So then what else? You did perform your 3-day guard duty at the Nightkeeper's Watchtower. And of course, eliminate the ghoul and white infestation that has cropped up in the old burial mounds northwest of Dulamar Lake. Yeah, I've been saying, no, not west. Northeast. I wrote it on here wrong. Sometimes I don't know my east from my west. That quest is being reinstated as a previous team had to retreat. And
no.
Investigate reports of bandits and pirates on the coastline. That one has been temporarily taken down. It was upgraded to infiltrate pirate den. Pirate enclave in the Western Isle off Dulamar Colony Coast, which that's being taken care of. And then, of course, the platinum quests are still in a place. Assist with driving back the monster horde in the Goldathian mines. Find a way through the giant bramble wall of the Deepwood. Discover a way through the Ironcrest Hills to the Orland Steppes. hunt for evidence and develop the theory as to why this island seems to have more aberrations and corruption than the main continent. And then, of course, investigate how monsters are slipping past the Golgothian entrance elite guard, determine how the goblinoid humanoids are making their way to the central villages, and how or why some of the bodies vanished before cleanup crews arrive. You guys are on the track of that particular platinum quest. So there you go. A little bit of nostalgia there. A lot of the quests are done now. There's not a whole lot there except the occasional little stuff for the lower end. Back when you guys were, it would have been you guys doing those little types of things, but not anymore.
Not no more.
So the next thing for you guys is, if Mr. Jocko says, "What do you all think? You want to clean out that? It could be quite dangerous. It's a bit of a different kind of foe than you all fought before. Ghouls and whites are no joke."
I'd like to do some reading up on these before we head out there.
Absolutely, I've taken the liberty of bringing back some reading material from the guild library just for this occasion.
All right. Point me in the direction of the books.
He hands them to you.
All right, team, I will read these and I will report back.
Okay.
So you find out
sure.
that the basic gist of ghouls, ghasts, and whites, and potential variations of them.
I'm all like, all right,
you report,
team huddle.
Yeah, you do a team huddle. You report to the team. Ghouls are. Let me kind of. Give you a description. Their ghouls are nasty. Come on now, click on it. All right, here we go. I'll just read their description that they have here. This foul medium creature appears more or less humanoid, but has mottled, decaying flesh, drawn tight, clearly visible bones. It is mostly hairless, has a carnivore's sharp teeth and jagged claws. Its eyes burn like hot coals in their sunken sockets. Basically, they're naked, dead, gray humans with glowing orangish red eyes, razor sharp teeth, and they just like to gorge themselves on flesh. They have an insatiable hunger for humanoid flesh. The scary thing about ghouls is they hunt in packs. Their claws have the ability to paralyze their prey. They are immune to poison, and they are also immune to charmed, exhaustion, and there's a enhanced version of a ghoul called a ghast, and they're basically they're just nastier versions. They hit harder, and have the same basic abilities, but they're tougher, they last longer, they hit harder. And the worst part about ghasts is they have a stench about them that can make even the strongest warrior puke his guts out. And keep in mind that based upon the reports, the ghouls and the ghasts. What's going on? What's that?
Change the scene.
Oh. I was reading and you could have said something. That's so funny.
Doing it because if you glanced up, I was hoping you would see it.
That was hilarious.
I was trying to be subtle.
You got me. All right. So, that's ghouls and ghasts. Now keep in mind that the whites are going to be deeper in. They don't typically, they recommend that you check this thing out during the day. Ghouls and ghasts can come out during the day. But the area where this is a very thick, dense forest with a canopy. This particular area, the type of trees that grew in this area, are very thick. And so there might be, based upon the reports, there's enough of a gap, light kind of streams in depending on the time of day and cloud cover and things like that. But it's basically a hill in the forest that's surrounded by a thicket, but there is kind of a hole at the top where sunlight streams in. And once you get in, they don't know, of course, anything more, but wights are even scarier than ghouls, as if being paralyzed and stunk, and made to vomit because of the stink is bad enough. But I will describe a wight to you. So wights are intelligent undead humanoids that resemble armed and armored corpses. They never tire in pursuit of their goal of making eternal war against living creatures. Basically, these were likely some of the soldiers and adventurers from the past that were buried here, who have been, for whatever reason, have come back wrathful or have been animated wrathful. They're more than animated, though. They've been brought back by necromantic means. And to describe this to you, this medium creature resembles an armed and armored human corpse. Its wild, frantic eyes burn with malevolence. The leathery, desiccated flesh is drawn tight across its bones, and its teeth have grown into sharp, jagged needles. Here, I can actually show you some pictures. Let's see. Oh man, the new positioning of the light sucks. I just realized. I have to. I was thinking about actually pulling it off altogether and putting it on a little stand, and then I could just move it around and put it at different angles and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
So that's a ghoul.
Yeah.
It's a ghoul. So Emillynn, ghouls and wights, they're pretty
So the wights, because wights are sensitive to sunlight, so they're more likely to stay in the tomb and attack you from down in there, in the crypt, I should say, in the mausoleum. And so those are going to be more dangerous, though, because
ghouls and ghasts and wights, oh my.
Mm-hmm.
Are they weak to radiant damage?
Well, all undead are going to potentially, it's not that they necessarily, it depends on the spell, Mr. Jocko explains. Some spells do more damage to undead specifically because of their radiant damage. But, so wights have sunlight sensitivity. Wight has a disadvantage on attack rolls as well as on wisdom perception checks that rely on sight when they're in direct sunlight. So it's not like it's a big deal. You might even see some of them outside, depending. It's not a huge big deal, but the scary thing about wights is they do explain that that's the typical wight that the MGA has information on from legend and from history, right? From other adventures of the past. To be clear, these some of these wights are like that, but some of them are more feral, what they call feral wights, where they aren't armored or armed, but they're just as deadly and dangerous for some reason. They just use their claws instead of weapons, but so you may encounter both. The scary part about wights is they have life drain. They have it's similar to what a vampire would do, but less. It's not as strong. It's not as powerful as what a vampire does, but it basically can drain your life away just from clawing you. So, yeah. That's the gist of the creatures that are there. Of course, since the team that tried to take on this quest had to retreat, they didn't get very far into it. And so they don't really know. There's no records on how big the mausoleum is. They don't suspect that it's some sort of huge underground situation, but they don't know for sure. Again, it's about cleaning it out and figuring out why this has happened. It's unusual that it suddenly was active when it wasn't before. Any questions?
Okay.
Mr. Zarkos, any questions for you lads and lasses?
So there's a possibility to be turned into one of these if fall in combat?
Yes. That is a possibility.
Okay.
Lorkris, do you have like a spell that can like make the area like holy and stuff, and then that would give us an advantage or something? Is that something that could work or something?
I do not. Most I can do is make some holy water. That's...
Rylar says, I've never been able to do it, but I thought as cleric we were supposed to be able to like turn undead.
I do not have turn undead.
Features and traits?
It should be a channel divinity thing.
Well, he's also, I don't know. Yeah, he's right. It should be, unless the pact of the.
So I'm not at the point in the Paladin where I can turn undead.
We're talking about you
I can control undead.
No, as a cleric.
As a cleric?
Yeah.
Actually,
I don't.
Yeah, he's a pact of the grave. You're a cleric of Weejoss, but what was the type? What was it?
Path to the grave.
Path to the grave. Yeah. So
I can know the location of any undead. I can restore maximum HP when a creature's at 0 when I do a healing spell. My current main thing with my Path to the Grave is that as an action I can curse a creature I can see within 30 feet, and they'll have vulnerability to the next attack damage type that hits until the end of my next turn. But really? I don't have anything that destroys undead yet.
So yeah, he's not a traditional cleric.
Oh.
And he's also not a traditional paladin. So, for example...
I'm not high enough level for that, because I do get those abilities later down the road. If I were to stick with one or the other, I would have had that, but I currently do not.
Oh, what level are you in each class?
Level 5 paladin, level 4 cleric.
And you can't turn undead with either one of them, or control undead?
I can control undead. I do have that one. I don't have the turn undead. Or
I don't think you'll ever get turn undead, right? Because I think your particular class version, it basically trades turn undead for like control.
Hang on. I'm gonna tell you.
What? Well, refresh my memory. What kind of paladin you are again? Oathbreaker.
Mm-hmm. So with Oathbreaker, I can get Animate Dead, Bestow Curse, Blight, Confusion,
Hang on,
Contagion,
just
and
let
Dominate
me.
Person.
Yeah, but those are spells.
I understand that, but they're...
Yeah, so his channel divinity, when you take this oath at 3rd level, you gain the following 2 channel divinity options. Control undead and dreadful aspect. Control undead is basically, it's like turn undead, but instead of turning, he controls. As an action, you target one undead creature you can see within 30 feet of you. The target must make a wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, the target must obey your commands for the next 24 hours or until you use this channel divinity option again. An undead whose challenge rating is equal to or greater than your paladin level is immune to this effect. Dreadful aspect is just, you can be scary. You've used that. Yeah. That's what you use to...
I've used it once.
Make people...
For the stun lock.
But it's not like you used it twice then, right?
No. I've used it once.
Is there something else you used to make someone scared once?
Wrathful Smite.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah, that's the one I've been using frequently because it's also gives like a
necrotic damage or something.
I mean, it does extra damage, and it's when I hit versus wasting one of my.
I'm still looking.
So, what was the cleric specialty again?
The Path of the Grave cleric has the Path of the Grave, which is the cursing your creature and giving them vulnerability.
I still think. Oh wow.
At 5th level, I get Destroy Undead.
Oh yeah. Okay, so his channel divinity as a Path to the Grave cleric is starting at 2nd level. Can use your channel divinity to mark another creature's life force for termination. As an action, you choose one creature you can see within 30 feet of you, cursing it until the end of your next turn. The next time that's what you were talking about. And then you said
at 5th level, I get Destroy Undead.
I don't even see that.
Starting at 5th level, when an undead fails its saving throw against your turn undead feature, the creature is instantly destroyed if its challenge rating is at or below a certain threshold as shown in the Destroy Undead table. At 5th level, it's 1/2 or lower. 8th level, it's 1 or lower. 11th level, 12, and so on and so forth.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. Yep. That's good. Good to know. It's good that we're role playing this, because that way the players and the characters themselves know what you're capable of, right? Because he's a non-traditional paladin and a non-traditional cleric.
I have a question.
Yes.
If it is already undead and then we kill it, could I reanimate it again?
That's a good question. We'll say that you're having a meeting with Mr. Jocko. Mr. Jocko. No, I'm sorry, Fern. If an undead has been animated by necromantic means, whether it be a low-level undead like a skeleton or a zombie, or some sort of corrupted undead like a ghoul or a wight, once you destroy the physical form that has been animated by necromantic energy, that physical form can no longer hold its form again. So unfortunately, for you to animate, you would need to animate a separate dead body. Something that has not already been animated as an undead. But effectively, for you to make an undead creature dead again, you have to destroy its physical body enough that it can no longer hold its form.
Okie dokie.
Glad to be of help.
Okay. Well, I'm kind of ready to go try to kill them.
Yes.
Do we want to leave tomorrow morning or something, or?
Well, did you do your shopping already?
I think we would shop on the way back with the little miscellaneous things.
Jocko! Look what I got.
So out of character, what did you say?
I thought that if there was other things that we were grabbing, we'd grab them on the way back.
On the way back,
we're already back at the guild hall.
Yeah, I'm confused what you mean.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Well, you said go to the books, and I imagine we went to like the library at the MGA.
No, he brought the books with him.
That makes.
I'm
more
sorry,
sense.
I wasn't clear.
No, you're okay. Okay, it's all right.
Yeah. So, you're in the guild hall. So he's like, you all have only taken not much time off. Do you want to take a little bit more time off? I mean, obviously these missions are important, but they apparently need at least a couple of weeks to get prepared for their next what do they say, campaign push, something to that effect.
Couple of weeks.
Well, we have
I mean,
to
it's good if you do the math. If you do what they're asking, it's going to take you roughly a week to make it over to the graveyard, the burial mounds.
And then I imagine it would take us about another week to get up there.
Not quite. About a half a week, yeah.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with showing up early.
That's right. I agree. But it also means you have at least a day or two extra if you would like to take some time off. And
we have somewhere that we are planning on stopping on our way to the ghouls.
Oh, very well. Whatever you all need to do to be successful. I support.
We'd camp in the grove for like 2 days. Just like to have like a getaway, a quiet peace.
Probably.
And then go slaughter them.
What you weren't wondering about? You got some ideas? I said, what you wondering about? You got some ideas? Actually, obviously we'll say your character's looking through books and stuff, and Mr. Jocko.
Trying to figure something out.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
Can I assist?
Not right now.
Okay.
Hey, Jocko, by any chance, do you happen to have like a couple of vials lying around?
Say again?
A couple of vials.
Oh, vials. That's what you said. Okay, all right. He's like, I'm sure that we can pick up something like that. Of course, we have all kinds of miscellaneous gear on hand.
Yeah. If we can track down about 6, that would be cool.
6 vials?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think in the stock back there we probably have 4. But I can have. Be fine. We can get more if you need.
And when we leave, I'll just pass by a store, grab an extra 2.
All right. So just say that you have 6 vials or whatever you want them for. Now you got my curiosity up. Now he's got my curiosity up.
Yeah.
And so do you.
Okay. So going back to his cleric stuff. You're a grave domain cleric? Is that correct?
Yes.
Path of the Grave, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the grave domain. So that's the domain that you chose.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm assuming you're going off the cleric chart in the book for your spell slots and any features that you get, correct?
That is correct.
So you should still have access to the other channel divinity stuff that comes along with 2nd level in conjunction with what you get from your domain.
Okay.
So you should be able to turn undead.
Oh, I see what you're saying. So what you're saying is that channel divinity ability is a special ability given to him
because
for
of domain.
His specific pact.
Yeah, because like I played a 5th edition cleric, and my cleric was the life domain. Mm-hmm. So that's when I was like, oh yeah, I have a channel divinity specifically for the domain, but I still had the ability to use the other channel divinity stuff.
The basic cleric.
The basic cleric stuff.
Right.
So you should be able to use turn undead.
What are you saying? He's shaking his head. What?
Oh, I do have it.
Yeah. I mean, you're just limited on the number of channel divinities you have a day. And if you want to use...
So the problem is that it doesn't... It lists it under channel divinity.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's in a little subtext that says turn undead. And it's not like it doesn't propagate on this in a way that's obvious.
This is again.
You're all right.
It's funny on bandwidth and banter. She and I were talking about how sometimes the technology that's supposed to make things easier actually makes it more complicated. If you.
Oh yeah, no, 100%. You are 100% right. And I just didn't see it because it's.
Man, your character has a crap ton of things that you can do and choose from.
So you're a 5th level paladin, 4th level cleric?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, so if you take your next level in cleric, which makes you a 5th level cleric, you will have the ability to destroy undead.
Yes.
Because that is a class feature.
Yes.
So.
Thank you for clarifying that, Starkitty.
I appreciate that.
I thought that was the case, but
I just didn't see it because it's not in my way.
Yeah, you were scrolling so fast I couldn't read through your stuff.
Sorry.
That's okay. I'll forgive you for now.
Yeah, now we know. And knowing is half the battle.
That is true. Okay.
Yeah, it's just with the cleric, since it's a channel divinity thing, you have to choose. You want to use your domain ability, or do you want to use your basic cleric ability?
I see what you're saying. Yes.
Because you're limited on your channel divinities a day.
Yes, I think I only have 2, 1 for each.
Oh wow, really? You only have 1 for each?
Yep. Mm-hmm. He gets his next one at 6th level cleric. And is it 6th level paladin?
I think so. It's been a minute.
Yeah.
Since I've looked. But yeah.
I just have my 1 druid.
I have so many characters.
Yeah.
Between 3.5 and 5th edition. So I was like, wait a minute, I've played a cleric. Let me look into this.
I'm glad that you did.
No, I'm glad you did.
I'm pretty sure he could do this.
Eventually, I probably would have come across it. Like, but way late. It'd have been like, oh, this would have been helpful.
Yeah, right.
Well, I'm pretty sure we probably would have had this discussion when we were fighting against them, going, why can't you turn undead?
Yeah. Well, I'm glad that we worked that out. But it makes sense from a role-playing standpoint, too, and a character and a story standpoint, that you guys would have this meeting with Mr. Jocko to work on a plan, because this taking out an infestation of undead in a burial mound is going to be a challenge that you guys have not faced before. So...
Yeah.
I don't really have anything to to kill undead. I just can make them.
That's unusual for druids, but that's because you're a spore druid. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you could always fight fire with fire when you get there, I suppose. Of course.
Yeah, but.
What?
I can't reanimate dead that have already been dead.
No, but you're still going to be in a graveyard. There's going to be dead things.
I don't want to disturb the dead that's not been risen already.
Really? Your character would care and think about that? Okay. I mean, if you think she would, then...
Well, I would ask Miss Ray first. And I feel like Miss Ray would be like, no.
Well, maybe. I mean, it depends on the situation, I suppose.
That is true.
Depends. I mean, you might be able to raise a friendly chupacabra.
I don't think Chonkapillar would be happy about that. It's just like,
nice little inside joke there between us. Now, but seriously though, you could raise some skeletons and zombies to help protect you against ghouls.
Yeah. It takes 10 minutes to wait. No! This one, animate dead, is 1 minute.
Oh, wow, that's... So they'd have to protect you for a minute while you're animating the dead? Okay.
Yeah.
And then...
It's the feature that you're trying to use.
If a beast or a humanoid that is small or medium sized dies within 10 feet of you, you can use your reaction to animate it as a zombie under your control with 1 hit point.
Interesting.
Those are my 2 options.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, it's what level spell? 4th?
Fungal infestation is a feat.
No, animate dead.
Or it's a trait, sorry.
No, I'm talking about animate dead.
That's a 3rd level spell.
3rd level spell. Okay. So you could how long does the animated dead creature last under your control, though? You could always do it ahead of time.
Hours.
What was that?
24
hours. Yeah. So that's the idea of it, is that you find a place where there's dead people and animate one of them to be. But your character isn't. I mean, yeah, you have that as a spell, but it just doesn't suit your character as a. She's not a necromancer.
No, but she's more likely to like reactively make one in the heat of battle, but it wouldn't be preemptive.
I could see that for sure.
If you did that, Emillynn would be like singing, "Necromance, if you want to, you can bring your friends to life."
Reaction! Ka-cha!
Reduce, reuse, reanimate.
Recycle.
Right.
Ikiki.
Oh, that's good stuff. All right.
Cool.
So then basically, after you guys have this meeting with Mr. Jocko, if there isn't any other tactical stuff you're thinking about, or, I mean, we're going to assume that you pick up some of the little odds and ends that you want to on the way out. You just need to decide if you want your characters to rest a couple more days, or you guys wanted to leave the next day so you could rest in the light grove, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you guys want to. I don't want to bully everyone.
I mean, before we head on out, I wanted to go over to the hospital and check on those ladies that are still there, especially the one that's got amnesia.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you can do that this day because this is just the afternoon. So, all right. So,
So I'm gonna ask Fern. It's like, Fern, I'm gonna go over to the hospital and check on our friends.
Oh.
So you guys end up going over there, and turns out they're doing pretty well. The one that has amnesia is still being, kind of studied by the, research healers and stuff.
The lady that got chucked at Fern.
Wasn't that the same lady? No, who was it?
Was
that
the one that was...
It was a different one.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, yeah, like I said, they're doing much better. They're obviously. So, I did forget to mention something else too. You end up while you go check with them, you end up just dropping by the MGA's VIP quarters and talking with Liana Farsinger again, because they had shared that she wants you to know that she's not she doesn't see herself as quitting being an adventurer, right? It's not like she's quitting because it was too much for her. Instead, what she's going to do now is help she's going to start developing a separate support system for training and helping with the healing of, and like she's going to work with the administrative stuff and ways to, like, this helped her to see that yes, she shares with you that even when they were out adventuring that led her to where she was at, she wasn't sure it was for her even during that time. And so it's not like this traumatic experience has made her, cowardly run away from it or anything like that. She just realized that being a field adventurer wasn't for her, but instead she wants to support adventurers in other ways, and so she's going to be doing that back on the mainland with her father and that organization, and so she's going to be leaving, and so you guys ended up stopping by and chatting with her, and you know that they're going to wait that they're planning to wait a little while longer before they leave, a couple more days, because let me see, was it 4 women you saved or 3? It was
4.
Right? Yeah.
It was the dwarf.
Right.
That was part of Liana's team. Liana, the lady got thrown at Fern, and the lady with amnesia.
Right. The lady with amnesia who also is all mutilated, right?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, she's missing the hand and the foot.
She is going to actually be staying on the MGA in their hospice research facility. The other ones, straight up, it was such a traumatic experience for them, and/or they're just quitting. They're just like, this isn't for us. We're going to go back to the mainland, and so they're going to be riding on the same ship that's going back with the Far Singers. And
Gotcha.
What?
I said gotcha.
Oh, gotcha. Excuse me. And
Let we see them.
yep. That's why you guys end up seeing them.
We'd like to see them off as they leave, and then we'll go out the next day.
Well, it's
Yeah.
going to
Well,
take.
they're leaving in a
They're
couple
not
of days,
leaving
though,
for about
right?
3 days.
Yeah.
Oh.
So
But
this is kind
we
of your
got-
good opportunity to say goodbye to them.
Don't forget to write your letters. You wanted to write a
Oh,
letter
yeah,
to the
yeah.
Druid and to Lady Solana, right?
Yeah.
That way they go out on this trip, on the ship with them.
So that night, you guys work out the letters, and so yeah, all the stuff that happens is you end up getting to say goodbye to the adventurers that you saved, right? You end up taking some good time with Fern to write letters, and help her write letters, help her with her writing, and then during that time, I'm pretty sure that Lorkris would want to go training with Sylvis
And attune to his
and
new
Rylar.
glaive.
So I will say that definitely a bit of sparring,
Oh yeah.
just to kind of get familiar with it all. Even though you say everything kind of reacts like on its own, like it's still kind of getting used to the concept of having that and like knowing that it's going to show up. Kind of
Right.
doing all that. I would like to say though that about 4 hours before Lorkris would turn in for bed.
Oh, this
he's
isn't
gonna
just
go-
this day. I'm telling you all the stuff you do over a period of time, like another day. But that night, 4 hours before you want to go to bed, you want to do what now?
Lorkris is going to take all the vials,
Mm-hmm.
and he's going to do it to 4 of them because
You're making holy water?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
So he's going to go sit in the grove, and he's gonna meditate, and he's gonna cast ceremony, and make 4 vials of holy water.
Nice.
The remaining 2, he's gonna wait
that?
until we get to the grove.
The remaining
He's
2,
in
he's
the
going to wait till he
garden.
gets to the grove?
Yeah.
Okay.
And one of it is because this would be the day before we leave, is the intent that Lorkris is doing this.
Okay.
And then knowing that we do want to go to the grove and spend some more time, he wants to keep the 4, which he knows is going to work as holy water. Like it's holy water.
Mhm.
But he wants to see if the additional 2 that are made at that grove
Mm-hmm.
will respond differently. So he wants to keep them separate. He's going to do a little experiment.
Like an experiment. Okay. Right on.
Yeah. At least that's his plan. So
Right.
4 hours before bed, so he gets all his spell slots back on his long rest.
Right on.
Even though we're just heading out in the morning. Yeah.
Well, except you decided to get a few things done the next day. That's why I was like describing all the things you guys did. You're still gonna head out. It'll just be in the afternoon, and so you guys end up doing a lot of neat things. Was there any of it that you specifically wanted to role play?
Well,
Hmm?
Fern will be sleeping in the garden,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and before she goes to bed, she's gonna have Chonkapillar, and she's just gonna be like, "Wild Mother, thank you for everything that you've been doing for us. I know that you've been trying really hard to communicate and help us and everything, and I just wanted to say thank you. I love Chonkapillar so much, so thank you again."
You feel this same radiant love coming from Chonkapillar. He's just like it's a weird kind of positive feedback loop where you feel love in his heart, right? And it instills love. You feel your love, and then you feel his love, and then it just keeps it's like kind of almost overwhelming.
So this is how many days between before we leave?
It's just one extra day. Why?
No, like how many days between when we came back to when we're leaving again?
Oh, I think total of will be like It would have effectively been 2 nights and like 2.5 days. Why?
Okay, so like I wanted to work with Fern on her scrying as well. So if we did it the first day, the second day I was going to ask her to see if she could scry on like Nova Crux Village.
Yeah.
You know, just for practice.
Yeah. So you could also do that on the way or in the field, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I just want her to practice with the crystal ball and scrying and getting familiar with the areas that we've been to.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you definitely can. I mean, you guys are busy people, so you can find time to do stuff for something like that for sure.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's
Especially when I'm like, Fern, you want to practice scrying?
yeah. Right on. Okay. I don't know. I'm just making faces too. That way, I'll have all kinds of great faces to pick from when I do the thumbnails for the YouTube.
The thumbnail for Fern should just be this.
Oh, I know, right?
Or when she had it in the heart. Or the whole thumbnail should just be the Chonkapillar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or let me think for a second. Let me see. If you could put it. See here. You put it so that it's taking up the camera right in the center.
Yeah, get it.
Oh, right here?
Yeah. And then that will make. Wait, a little farther back. There you go. That's going to be. Let's see. The problem.
Oh yeah, that's a great thumbnail for all three of them.
Is it? Let me see. I'm gonna also do it. Don't move. Go back to the center. All right, and then I'm gonna also get it. That way we get a full one. I'm gonna try and make that the. I don't know. Maybe the background is what I was thinking.
Oh yeah, background.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome.
Oh, junk.
Yes. So
I love Chonkapillar.
everybody, let's wrap it up a little bit early tonight, but
Sure.
So next week. The party will have made their way out. They've resupplied, they've re-equipped with their brand new equipment. You would have spent time attuning to your gear. And,
Working with Fern on scrying.
Yep. And ready to head out. The first place you guys want to go to is the Light Grove to take a rest. Be thinking about this week if there's some kind of role playing you guys want to do at the Grove.
Oh yeah.
And if there is, just work that out so that because I'd like to get that knocked out. I don't want to shortchange it because that's important, but I want to knock it out quickly so that we can actually get to the encounter at the graveyard, right?
Do we have enough time in our session today to make it to the Grove?
No, I think it's time to wrap up right now.
Okay. Let's just get it.
I appreciate you. I think this just is a good place to stop.
It's a good spot. Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah, because we got to do our usual. See you later, Lieutenant Dan.
Yeah, that's right.
We'll be back.
Yeah, so that's where we'll start, where you guys are making your way out the gate. You never even got to stop by Castaway Inn this time, sadly, before you had to head out into the field again. You okay over there, Druid?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. How about you, Fate?
Oh, I'm great. I mean, I'm chomping at the bit to roll with the plus 13. Like, don't get me wrong.
I know.
He's been sitting here rolling his dice. He's
Just
rolled
for
he's rolled the digital dice at least 20 times since we've been sitting here.
Only twice.
Oh no.
Oh yes, you'd hear it. It was only twice.
How about itsStarkitty?
What?
You doing good? Fun tonight? All right. I'm having a blast. I love sharing these moments with you guys. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us, for spending time with us.
Hey, Brett. Hey, Eldana.
Hey, Brett's here too.
Eldana.
So
I see your message, wifey. I'm sorry.
yeah, so we go chat dark when we're role playing, Eldana. Just so you know, it's the chat isn't even visible for us, so no worries. It's not personal. We're just we don't see the chat, so I appreciate you guys' understanding and patience. And
this is great. Stops mid RP for a thumbnail.
Suspicious Ninja, what's up? Yo.
The Ninja Man's here too.
Ninja.
Oh yeah. So thank you all for hanging out with us this evening. It's been a blast. The party's ready for their next big quest, their next big adventure. It's going to be a challenge.
So remember, don't give the DM ideas. Discord channel.
Yeah.
How do you think the team is gonna do?
Yeah.
Ooh.
And what do you think they're gonna find in the burial mounds?
If it's not some Draugr, Fate's gonna riot.
There's no such thing as Draugr. This is not Elder Scrolls. This is not Skyrim.
Draugr Deathlord. If he goes Foos, and I'll be like, I'm done.
Yeah, definitely. Jump over to the Discord and let us know how many ghouls, gas, and whites you think we're gonna fight next week.
Oh, that's a good question.
And if there's gonna be anything else there besides those.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's a good question too. You know what's funny? So it completely not really random, but so you're talking about if some of the quests, the pirate one, right? And you said it was at the islands to the west.
Yeah.
Right. So earlier today, before we decided to play, Druid and I were going over like theories that aren't directly related to the story. Like, ooh, how long until we make it, to the Orland Steps? Or do you think we'll ever make it to one of the islands? And we're like, nah, we'll probably never make it to one of the islands. Like, I think they're just there as placeholder. Like, and you're like, yeah, it could have gone to the islands to the west. I'm like, we could have gone to an island. Yeah. So we're just like making fun, like, BS like theories or like bets based off of what's going to happen. That's not like hardcore theory crafting, but like for funsies. And one of them was, we'll probably never go to those islands. They're just placeholders.
ICD gamers. LOL responsible, right? Rolls the dice to try to get a yes. Tormented, wanting to scries. I don't know if that's if responsible is the right word.
No. But yeah. That was fun.
Oh.
Anyway.
Were you really rolling dice or a yes?
Yeah, she actually rolled to see if she would just do it or wait for you.
I did.
Yeah.
I got a 4, which was like, nah.
Nice. Yep.
Yep.
I do that sometimes too. On rare occasions, I've done that in real life too. Like if there's two different things I want to do and I can't really decide between them, I'll roll a die.
How do you decide which one is high and which one's low? Or do you just like...
So like usually when I'm rolling a die for that kind of thing, I'll go one is even and one is odd, and then I just roll a d6.
Fair enough.
And I just like I just pick the first one that comes to mind to be the even, and the next one odd. So, or the other.
Gotcha. Cool.
Okay, well, everyone, this is perfect.
As always, thank you everybody in chat for joining us tonight.
Yep.
Thank you, Fate and Druid, for helping make this possible every Saturday.
Yes.
And thank you especially to our mods. Thank you,
yes.
Dagoth.
Dagoth and Kill, appreciate you guys for being great moderators. You too, itsStarkitty, for being an amazing moderator and
amazing player.
You guys are all
human.
Wonderful, and it's the highlight of our week every week.
Yeah.
And so, I guess I forgot what I was gonna say, but that's the gist of it. So
yeah, don't forget to check out extirpatefate and Druid's stream
when they get to stream.
Yeah. So speaking of stream tomorrow, I am going to be streaming tomorrow.
Great.
I will be playing some more Stray.
Okay.
However, being that Druid over here is going to work really early tomorrow, my stream is going to be much earlier, so it's going to be a morning stream.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah. Oh. I've committed to streaming, and the time frame that you're getting off is the time frame that I need to be in the middle of streaming. So I'm gonna stream early tomorrow.
How early is
that's
early?
That's cool of you, dude.
Like 10.
Okay.
Between 10 and 10:30.
And 10:30.
Yeah. Your time?
My time, yes.
Okay.
Because that
So
would be
it'd be
12,
like
12:30 your time.
Noon 30 for us.
Yep. Not too bad. Not too shabby.
And-
Yep.
Yeah.
Bet I'll be there. Oh, Daddy
Sweet.
Dagoth.
We're gonna do some more stray. We're gonna run around like a lost little kitty.
Knocking stuff
are.
off tables and shelves.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yes.
Cool.
Cool. Thank y'all.
All right.
Catch
Night,
y'all.
guys.
Cat.